Welcome to another podcast about everything. I'm your host, Daniel Grinnell, being joined once again by the very funny Mr. Justin Essenmacher.
What's
going on,
up, dude? How are you doing?
We're doing. So on the conversation of being an asshole, I think it's kind of like insanity.
Do you think it's like insanity?
Like you think everybody else is crazy, but you're the crazy one.
I don't think.
I don't think I'm that big of an asshole, but enough people have told me I am.
I don't think I'm that big of an asshole, but yes,
yeah,
I've been called an asshole many tough times, and I think people treat me more like I'm an asshole than I think I am. I'm a nice guy. It's either you love me or you hate me, like right off the get go.
Oh yeah.
Usually people, like, when you like me, you're like, this guy's the best. But if you don't, you're like, I fucking hate him.
Yeah. I think every female comic on the west side of the state, except for one, hates me to death.
Oh, I could see that. I could see you being hated by a lot of women. Comics, especially comics.
Female
women.
comics hate me.
Yeah, same.
But
you know where they didn't hate me was L.A. I got along with a lot of the women comics out there. I don't know. It's also I got along with a lot more people out in LA than I did out here. That picks up, I think, from last. Did we talk about that last time? People respecting me or liking me more in LA.
Oh yeah, we talked about. Well, no, people like you here. They just don't like to tell you.
Yeah, what the fuck, guys? I need that.
Yeah.
I need people to be like, I do like you, because if you don't tell me that, I go home and I question my life.
Well, good.
I go home and I'm like, what am I doing?
If you could go home and write one of these times, it'd be.
I do write, okay? And that's another thing people say. Justin, you don't write. Are you trying to gaslight me, bro? I do write, okay?
Actually, this is an intervention. Like Marcus and Jenna be walking the door right now.
Oh, that wouldn't be a good thing. It would be just a fight.
Everybody corners Justin upstairs in this room.
It wouldn't go good. That wouldn't go good. I would just get really, really mad because I'd be like, I treat all you guys with so much fucking respect.
Shut the fuck up, Justin.
Yeah. Justin, you don't do this. Justin, this and this.
But no, it's like, I say a lot of awful shit about women when I'm on stage.
Yeah, you do.
But I don't mean like 95% of it.
Dude,
like, I'm kidding. Like, I really am kidding.
Don't lie.
No, I'm married and I have a daughter, okay? Like, I'm very far from being like a sexist that I come off as.
I don't want to put it out there, but I kind of want to say, like, how you're on stage and then, like, a woman pisses you off. And as soon as I see I'm almost go save her. I almost want to walk up to the table and be like, stop. Don't do it.
They should shut the fuck up then.
He's gonna say bad words to you. This is about to ruin your night. Do you want to drink more spritzers or do you want to go home early? Because if you want to drink more spritzers, shut the fuck up because it's about to get real bad. He doesn't have a stop. He's married. And then you get off stage after you called 5 women cunts. You get off stage and you're like, wow, I don't know why it went so bad. Maybe it's because you.
I don't say I don't know why it went so bad. I love those nights. Okay, I don't fucking care. That went great. And I didn't even call the woman a cunt the night you're speaking of, where those 3 women were there.
Oh, you know what I'm
talking about? The audio.
I was just giving an example.
No, because you always bring it up like you shouldn't have called them cunts. It's like I didn't call them cunts. Actually, I listened to the audio.
I'm saying it looks like
it had a cunty vibe.
Yeah, you look like you'd say cunt a lot.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, see. That's what I'm saying. That's how they feel. You don't even have to say cunt, but they're like, you
I
said it. I know you said it, or you
cunt.
have said it. Yeah.
They're like, you're thinking cunt. I was like, I'm thinking you're a cunt. Like,
yes, you definitely are. Especially with your leather jacket, your backwards hat, and you go up on stage and you're like,
I don't wear a leather jacket on stage.
Oh, everybody's drunk, huh? All right, bitches. You're going to keep fucking talking? You want to know why we're no men? Because you're a loud, noisy bitch. You're so fucking annoying. Why are you fucking here? And she's like, he's so mean. He's so mean.
No, they didn't do that. Okay, especially the one in question. She was clapping back. They always clap back.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna clap back too if someone calls
so
me a
then I
piece of
keep
shit.
going harder.
I know, and that's why I try to go to save the table of women. And
no, you don't. You sit back there and laugh your ass off every time.
Okay, maybe I do that, but I said I want to save them. But what else am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to sit at an open mic and just be bored all night, or am I supposed to watch the entertainment happen when it happens?
Hey, it's entertaining.
It's like getting to watch a homeless person
Last
fight.
week, same venue, I was trying out nothing but misogynist material because there was nobody there. That's why I'm going on super late at certain spots now. It's because I want to say some really bad shit.
Yeah, I was there when you first said that, and I was so happy that you said that. I'm like, nothing's gonna go well.
No, I got the lady to laugh though. After about 3 minutes of me trashing woman, the lady up front finally started laughing. And her husband was laughing the whole time.
You sure it wasn't because you felt bad?
It doesn't matter. I elicited a response.
She's like, honey, I think we should laugh. He might kill us.
I do not wear a leather coat on stage, by the way.
You just wear it off stage.
Yeah, when I'm cold, it's outside.
Maybe
I have fine leather goods. Which let's start busting out the shaps.
Do you think Harley Davidson owns their own farm of cows to make their own leather? They got the
They're
Harley
based in
Davidson
Wisconsin, so it's not impossible.
Really?
Yeah, Milwaukee.
I could see them having like a cow farm for. You're gonna have Harley Davidson steaks eventually.
They probably do.
I wonder if they do. What if Tyson is like, it's Tyson Farms run by Harley Davidson.
I wish Mike Tyson would just start having steaks. Like instead of Tyson, like it'd be like Mike Tyson steaks right next to the Tyson steaks. They're way bigger. They're missing pieces though. Like somebody took a bite out of the steak already.
I get it.
There you go. It's cute, right?
It's cute.
The best steak ever.
Why would they have a bite out of them?
Because he bites people in the ring. But to be fair, Evander Holyfield totally deserved to get bit during that fight. He kept headbutting him, so fuck that guy.
He kept headbutting him?
Yeah, he kept headbutting Mike Tyson. In the first fight they had, he headbutted Tyson, and like Tyson was whooping his ass, and then Holyfield started headbutting him and busted Tyson open, and the fight changed. Second fight, when the ear biting happened, Mike Tyson had been out of prison, so he's changed a little bit. And then Holyfield started headbutting him again. And then Tyson literally between rounds didn't put his mouth guard back in and just went out there and grabbed him and just and it was like, Mike Tyson's biting his ear off. Like it's one of the best moments in sports history.
But didn't someone sleep with the other girl's wife or something? Was that what happened?
No, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember anything about that. I just know that was like the two best boxers at the time.
Yeah. I thought something happened. But you know what's crazy about Mike Tyson is how calm he is.
How scary calm he is.
Yes, because the thing is like those are the people, like, how deadly he is, and then he's just like, yeah, man, I'm just a nice guy, I'm just want to hear, I want to write a book. And
hey, Joe Rogan, just want to...
Dude, you see his interview, that one clip, it's a pretty famous one where the guy's like, so, you raped that girl, huh?
Oh, the newscaster?
Yeah, and he's
yeah.
You're a fucking rat piece of shit. And and you're like, oh my God, this guy's going to die. And then
the guy's like, all right, Mike. And he tries to ask Mike like a softball. He's like, hey, go fuck yourself.
He's like, no, I'm not going to fucking answer it anymore.
Didn't he say something like, you're lucky I'm not rich no more. I'd beat your ass right here. Okay, Mike.
Dude, I would not if...
That's like pissing off a bear. Like a giant bear or a lion.
Yes.
A mythical creature you just made angry in a tight room with you.
Security's
like, you're on your own, buddy.
As the reporter, what did you think was going to happen? I'm just going to ask this guy who can murder a person with his two bare hands.
Because Tyson had endorsed a politician, and the question was, do you think the politician's going to get bad rap because you endorsed him and you're a former rapist? You're a convicted rapist. And Tyson's like, why don't you go fuck yourself? Nobody's thinking about that at all.
But he was...
Who I still say to this day, Tyson was innocent.
Yeah, he was innocent on it, right?
Innocent man. He went to prison for it, but he was innocent, man. I think Patrice O'Neal summed up the best when he's just like, when Tyson said, I fucking wish I would have raped that bitch. Like, he's like, that's an innocent man right there. He's angry.
Yeah, if you said you wish you would have raped her, that's fucking that's hardcore.
Well, he's the same guy that used to say, I'm going to eat your fucking children in front of you. Like, before he fought the guy. Like, I'm going to kill your family.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, dude, you win the fight. You win. I don't want to do this. The balls to fight Tyson, dude. You got it. Like, he's doing an exhibition fight coming up.
Yeah, Roy Jones Jr., who was the other badass of the 90s.
Yeah, so...
Tyson's like, I'm just going to try to kill him. And Roy Jones is like, this is an exhibition.
Yeah. That's what I didn't understand. It's like, they're at fighting camps, and I'm like, dude, this is an exhibition. I thought you were just going to go out and maybe throw some jabs, promote, make some money.
Did you see Tyson's training video?
I did, and it scares the shit out of me. It's where someone that can punch that hard. It's insane that someone can punch that hard.
The growling is what scared me. Like, the growling while, like, oh my God.
Dude, on the Joe Rogan episode, and he's like, yeah, and dude, I just had to turn it on, and I didn't want to turn it on, but I did, and I lost 80 pounds, and now I'm ready to fucking fight. And I'm like, that's insane.
I wish I could just turn it on and lose 80 pounds. Like, that would be amazing.
That's like Mike Tyson. I felt so bad. His story, it's very sad.
Did you All right, so they used to carry around between 50 and 100 grand, his entourage in a briefcase, because Tyson might just snap and beat the shit out of somebody, and then they just put money in their jacket and leave. Like, they're talking a story. They came to a stop sign. A guy came up behind them and honked, and Tyson just gets out of the back, drags the guy out of the car, beats his ass, leaves him in the street, and just leaves with him with a bunch of money on him. Like, here's 50 grand. Shut the fuck up, bitch, and just left. Like, just kicked his ass.
What do you do when you get... Yeah, I got 50 grand from Mike Tyson. Well, I would take the 50 grand and then sue. Or what would you do?
Yo, for sure.
Or also, no, maybe, or you just take the story and be like, yeah, dude, I got my ass beat by Mike Tyson. I got 50 grand for it.
You could never spend the 50 grand. You got to keep the 50 grand in cash, like in a box, and just like, look it, here's the 50 grand to prove the story.
Somebody gave you 50 grand.
You gotta prove the story. Nobody's going to believe you.
Yeah, no one's going to believe you.
You're going to make way more money off the story.
Dude, how did you break your face in half? Mike Tyson got out of his car, dragged me out of my car.
How come your eyes on your shoulder now?
Yeah, dude, I lost my... I honked at Mike Tyson. Didn't know it was Mike Tyson. I wouldn't honk the horn if it was Mike Tyson.
What's up, champ? Yeah, you just honk your horn at me?
That's scary. And then he had this hard life, and then he's crazy talented, and then everybody took advantage of him. He started winning, and then everybody's like,
he was good.
Have you tried these drugs? And he's
when Costamato died is when Tyson went down. Costamado's his trainer.
Yeah.
That, like, Mike Tyson moved
the
in
guy who
with.
called his dad?
Yeah, took him in and would just make him watch film of boxing all day, every day when he wasn't training.
And then he respected him?
But he said Costamato was also the guy that fucking turned his mental, like, head around, because he was like, the guy in the ring, kill him because he's in your way. Like, he would turned him into the monstrous boxing murderous machine that is Mike Tyson in the heyday, like peak Mike Tyson. So it's just like, it's terrifying. Like, that old white man was just like, I'm going to turn this little black kid into a murderer.
Yeah. Well, I think he might.
But it worked.
He had to have shown him something.
No, he did. He's
Mike Tyson had to show. Mike
trainer.
Tyson had to show the trainer something. He's like, I could turn this kid in.
Well, no, they would say when Mike was 16, they didn't believe him, so he would have to fight grown ass men at the gyms because they wouldn't believe he was 16. They thought they was lying about it. Like, when Mike Tyson won the belt, he was 19 years old. Like, the heavyweight championship of the world, he was only 19.
Watching his fights scare the shit out of me.
I love it. Yeah, you can watch them all in a half hour.
It's the greatest thing. They're like, watch Tyson's 30 knockdowns. It's like, and it's
20 minutes in and there's only 3 fights left. Like, what? I thought we were watching 30 fights.
Yeah, and then people are like, I'm going to beat Mike. No, you're not. No, you're not.
The only time he started losing was after Gus died and then after prison. Like, and it wasn't the same guy anymore.
Who do you think is going to win the Jake Paul fight?
The Jake Paul. Who was he fighting?
I don't know. I think another Instagram.
I don't watch celebrity fights like that. I think they're ridiculous.
Well, the crazy thing is you hear about like Logan Paul and Jake Paul. You hear about Logan Paul, Joe Rogan.
I have no idea who they are.
How do you not know who they are? Don't be that guy.
I'm serious. I don't know who they are.
What
are they famous for?
Social media. They're like the biggest YouTube stars. They got huge on Vine. Huge.
I didn't do Vine
either, but I still knew him. I just traveled Vine. I mean, I followed Vine, and I would look at it, and you'd always see their videos, always huge. And then their YouTubes grew, and now they're like the biggest just YouTube stars, man. Multi-millionaires. And then, but they're strong. They're from Ohio. They can fight, and they can wrestle. And then they're like, dude, these kids can fight. And then they're like, well, we can sell a shit ton of tickets. Mm. But you didn't know these kids because you live under a rock.
I've always heard their names, but I have no idea why they're famous.
Yeah, see, you've heard their names.
Yeah, I never.
That's how famous they are. You've heard their names.
Yeah. And props to them for doing what they did. But I wasn't even joking. I have no idea what they were famous for.
Yeah, social media.
That's like people are like, Kim K. I was like, she got famous off a sex tape. Right? They're like, no, she did something important. Like, no, she got fucked by Ray J. That's how she got famous.
And where's Ray J at?
Ray J she inherited all his powers.
Yeah, Ray J did not capitalize. Now he's coming out with the Raycon headphones. That's what he's got. 15 years later, he got some headphones that people kind of like, and they sponsor some podcasts for. And Kim K's married to Kanye. I voted for Kanye, which I'm sad about,
He dropped out this morning. He conceded, which, he was...
He conceded? You know what? So I voted Kanye, and then my brother gave me this whole lecture. He's like, dude, even if everybody in the country voted for him, he still wouldn't win because he didn't fill out the paperwork.
That doesn't make any sense.
He didn't fill out the paperwork. And I'm like, well,
That's what write-in ballots are for, you idiot.
I was sitting there like, yeah, can't you write? Then why would they have a write-in spot if you can't write in?
I voted for Aaron Rodgers.
Well, see, now
I'm
that's
just kidding. I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Is Aaron Rodgers your favorite?
No. There was actually, I think it was the last election, 2016, Aaron Rodgers got like 5% of the votes of Wisconsin. He wasn't on the ballot.
I just don't understand.
Harambe got like 2%.
I'll never get the thing about sports are just so important. Are you a big sports fan?
I am a very big sports fan.
Okay, who are your teams?
Except baseball. Doesn't count.
Who are your teams?
What do you mean, like just in football?
Who are your favorite teams? Or you have a lot of teams?
I have teams I watch because, one, it's Detroit. There's not a good team in Detroit right now.
Okay.
So, I mean, if I'm saying, like, I always root for the Lions, except for, like, I want them to lose right now because they need to get rid of their GM and coach and just rebuild the whole fucking team.
You're one of those. See, and then you got to put, it's too much invested in. Like, I'm in fantasy football, and I lost every game because I just haven't.
Oh, I'm really good at fantasy football, as you can see by my championship belt right there.
Yeah, the last week was 7 weeks in, and I had my first set lineup because all my players kept getting injured.
I didn't play this year because of COVID.
See, that's just too much work to win a fantasy championship belt. It's just too much work, and people take this shit too serious. I'm like, dude, it's fantasy fucking football.
But when there's money involved,
I can understand when there's actual money involved. Yeah, that's cool. But when we're like in a league for $30 a piece, it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I think ours was like, it was like 50 to get in this year, and I'm like, I'm not gonna draft a team and then have my guys be out for 3 weeks for COVID, and then I'm just lost $50 because you're not coming back from that.
Yeah, you take it too seriously. Okay, so who are your NFL teams?
My NFL teams, I mean, obviously I root for the Lions. Baltimore is my favorite AFC team right now. Lamar Jackson is the second coming of Michael Vick. And there's so many fun teams in the NFL right now. Like Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes is insanely good. But it's weird because we're going through the transition right now where all the quarterbacks of the old guard, as you would say, like your Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, they're all getting old and leaving. Ben Roethlisberger. Didn't retire in the next 2 to 3 years.
Didn't it seem like Ben Roethlisberger has just been out of shape his whole career?
Yes.
His whole career?
I know.
I'm like, how is he still starting?
He's just big.
He just looks like
he's having a good season this year.
Every time you see him, I'm
they're
like,
7-0 right now.
He looks like he's the guy who drinks beer on the sideline. He looks like a guy.
He looks like a guy who rapes girls at college parties.
And also has a few kids at home and a wife.
Yeah. Well, they got Phillip Rivers, who has 9 children.
No, he does he?
Yeah, he's Catholic, plop to you drop type guy.
Oh, he's one of those. Those people.
Or is he Mormon? I can't remember.
Those people are so weird to me, man. You're like, don't smoke cigarettes, and then and it's just.
I like when Heat has 9 kids. It's like, oh, look at him go, good for him. But when like Antonio Cromartie has 14 kids by 15 women, they're like, oh, what a monster! What? How irresponsible? Like, oh, okay.
It's like also, have you guys not slept with other women in your life? Come on, shit happens.
If I was a good-looking NFL player, you kidding? I would not be married. Like they yelled at Jimmy Garoppolo for dating porn stars when he moved out to San Francisco. Like I'd be fucking all the porn stars if I looked like Jimmy G and lived in like. Are you kidding me?
But to me though, it's like you're gonna have all this money. It's like, dude, just pull out. Why are you coming in all these?
I just get a vasectomy.
Or do that.
I'd find like a breeder, like a chick to breed with, one with good genes, solid foundation there, have some kids with her, and then just snip. No chance of kids in the future.
Also, why would you want kids anyway if you're in the NFL and you're living your best life? Just banging.
Oh, you want to pass those genes on, so you can have a son or daughter that's a big.
Oh,
athlete.
So you get a matchmaker, get a right woman.
Yeah.
Make some good.
Yeah, she's got to have grade A breeding features.
Yeah, so you go get an Olympian woman, and then an NFL, and then but get the hot Olympian woman.
Yeah.
So one that runs track or some shit.
Like I think Travis Kelce, I could be wrong on that. One of those guys in the NFL, like they date like the captain they're married to the captain from the women's soccer team, like the national soccer team.
Dude, we got some hot women on that team.
Yeah, and they're good athletes too. On top of it, so like they win. Like they're significantly
they're
better
all on,
than
like
the
Sports
men's
Illustrated,
team.
And it's like the only time a woman should actually be on like sport. They're like, oh, she plays soccer and she's hot.
Yeah,
it's great.
And then they get political and nobody likes them anymore. Like that one lesbian one that did that. I can't remember her name.
It's like, why can't people just stick in their lanes? Even though I said I just voted for Kanye.
I'm super against people that say stay in your lane to athletes and celebrities to an extent. Because Muhammad Ali, the reason he was so influential wasn't just the ring; it was what he did during the civil rights movement and protesting. He went to prison or jail and got stripped of his title because he wouldn't go to Vietnam. And he has like that famous speech he gave.
Why did they strip him of his title? Because he didn't go to Vietnam.
He refused to go, and they locked him up, and they took away his title and all that shit.
Why did they take away his title?
And he said, "Why would I go to Vietnam and fight your enemies over there? Because right now, how I'm looking at shit, you're my enemy." Like essentially, was with speech. So,
yeah, and that's honestly like I don't. That's one thing I do agree with though too. I always agreed with, what I've always said is like, if we had all these fat politicians fighting the wars that they create for the money, we would have no wars because they'd be fucking dead. They have no muscle in their bodies. They're too fat and they're too lazy, I think, in my mind, and they're just gonna sit around like they're like, I want this shit over here. Well, then go fucking get it. Don't send all these young kids and shit. I just passed my old high school and there was a recruiter walking in.
yeah.
And I'm like, that's so wrong on so many levels.
I was supposed to go in high school, and then some stuff happened. But
I just don't agree with government sending recruiters into a high school to go get young kids who are maybe lost.
no, you do need some direction. I actually agree with recruiting out of high school.
No, I don't.
That's
just like college. That's just like college.
No, like I was one of those kids. Like I didn't go because I didn't want to go. I ended up going because I had that privilege taken away from me. But I didn't. College wasn't going to be for me. I knew that, and I didn't. Hold on, I didn't want to stay home because I hated my fucking family.
Yeah.
That terrible home life, and so it was just like to get out and get some direction, and then also, it's like the brotherhood mentality. Like that's one thing people forget about sports, especially football, more than any other sport. Is like it's like being in a big family when you're on a team together. A good team, anyway.
Yeah, well, apparently my football coach hated me. I was a neglected son. I didn't get to play, so I quit football.
I didn't play that much either, but I had fun, and some of my best friends are still to this day from that team.
No, some of my best friends are like the people like I actually enjoyed with. I mean, I played football with some of them, but I also grew up before that. Like I grew up with some of the friends that I grew up with. I'm still friends with to this day. Like I grew up with a long time ago. I'm still talking to the kid that I grew up across the street from since I was a baby.
Friends with one person from that far ago. Still,
I have a group of friends that I'm in. Everybody has their lives. We all grow up and shit. But I'm still like, I can still talk to my friend. I had a close group of guy friends. I have a close group of guy friends that, are still gonna always be there for me.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're all growing up. It sucks. Life sucks when you're all growing up. We're all too busy. And I start to understand why people don't see each other. Like why parents don't see each other.
And people, yeah, no, I completely agree. And I'm going through something similar. But it's also when the people don't grow up. Like you grow up at different speeds.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We talked about this last time. It's just like I don't want to sit in a garage and drink all the time anymore.
Yeah,
that's not fun to me anymore.
I'm happy that I found comedy. Some people might look at comedy as such as not an adult thing, but at least I'm like trying to do something that I'm pursuing. I'm doing it actively, pursuing it.
Chasing a dream.
I'm chasing a dream, and instead of me going to my job and then just going to the bar after, which I would do, and then you spend all your money, and you're like, why am I not saving any money? Because you're fucking spending all your money. And then you're risking your shit, and and it's like, God, it's just a revolving circle of just shit, and it's depressing. All you do is bitch about the work day, and then you go to the bar, and you bitch about the work day.
I just, like, one thing that I was really taught from my last job, which was the furthest I've ever made it in, like, a job. Like,
I have not made it far in jobs.
Like, I was making very good money, but it was just, like, I hated every single day. Like I hated it. I dreaded it. So it's not worth it to me. I'd rather go back to being broke.
Yeah. And that's really sad. And that's the crazy thing is to hear from like you. Marcus did it too. Marcus quit a great job.
Yeah.
He was like 2 years in. He's like, he's just like you. And he's just like, he had a 401k.
Yeah.
He had his own place. He was making good money. But he's like, dude, I was miserable. I hated it.
Yeah. Yeah, I still have money in I had like 15 grand in my 401k or whatever, just sitting there now. Because I worked there for 4 years, and I got pulled out of assembly and put into the engineering department, and they started sending me to school and stuff like that. And I did that for 2 years. But I hated all of it. Like, I just hated it. I hated the people I worked with to an extent.
Yeah.
Because And it was divorce, getting divorced.
Oh, those people are miserable. So they're assholes.
So it's just like I'm looking at the future is what I felt like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a common theme here.
That's the crazy thing is that all the jobs, like you see them ruining people's lives and they're still going because it's like, well, I got a mortgage, I got a car payment, I need health insurance, I need this. I'm like, oh my God. And then like just COVID thing just made me step out and realize I'm like, I really want to try to make something work, even though I think I might have to start door dashing now. Unemployment right now, but I'm like, I still don't want to go back. There. I still don't want to go back, man. I don't want to do it.
My biggest thing will be when I have to swallow my pride and start bartending and waiting tables again.
Yep, me too.
But I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm looking at DoorDash. I'm trying to find, like, 3 part-time jobs.
That's what's crazy thing is, like, we'll do, like, and that's what people are like, why don't you just get a job? I'm like, dude, I would rather not have this. I like not having a set schedule either. I was a server for the last 5 years. So, like, being part of, like, a fast-paced lifestyle
I did that for, like,
I like being part of the. I know it's not even healthy for you, but being in a serving environment, it's just more fast paced. Your hours might be longer and suckier, but the job goes by quicker. Yeah, unless it's slow.
Goes by fast if you're busy.
Goes by fast. It's more fun. I talk to people. It actually is a good thing for comedy. Being a server, my brain's always going. I'm always talking to tables so much. I always put myself behind.
I had some of my worst bombs as a server.
Yeah, I've had some of my greatest things as a server. It was like it's also a good platform for marketing. People, and I was in California. They were like. I worked at Yard House, which is down in Burbank, which is right next to Flappers Comedy Club. So every time I'd make somebody laugh, like, oh, you should get a job down there at Flappers. I'm like, oh, yeah, I do comedy. They're like, oh, have you been there? And I'm like, yes, I've been to that great place. I've been to that great place. Yeah, I would go down. Everybody would tell me, you should get a job at Flappers. And I'm like, okay, I will. And then I just hand them my business card and tell them to follow me. And I got a lot of followers from that job.
Me and my wife just broke down what I need to make just to get by. And I was like, fuck, we got to downsize our life some way because that's not happening.
Yeah, dude, that sucks. Unfortunately.
Like, I've looked at selling the bike, but it's just like, I love
Please
this.
Sell the bike.
I love this thing so much. My wife doesn't want me to sell the bike.
Sell the bike.
She doesn't even ride it with me, but she just knows I love riding that bike so much. She's like, that would be so sad. I was like, listen, if we get rid of the bike, then we get rid of the payment and the insurance, and then that'll knock off X amount. I'm just like, because really what it came down to is, what do I want more? Do I want to ride my motorcycle, or I want to fucking be a comedian? And I'm dead serious about being a comedian for the rest of my life. So bike might have to go for a while.
You know, maybe you should sell the bike. And then be like, I'm going to be such a good comedian that this comedy is going to get me a bike.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Is that? No, you said.
What do I want more? To be a comedian.
Yes.
And make it as a comedian, which is then implied I'll just buy a bike later.
That didn't imply, because you didn't say that, and you just made me seem like I would fucking losing my mind. I was like, you didn't say that. You can get a cooler bike eventually.
Oh, yeah. All right, a dream of mine is to do a Harley tour with Alonzo Bowden. Because he rides Harleys. So does Chappelle.
All right. Well, maybe there you go. Then you get a sponsorship by Harley Davidson. Then they'll give you a bike, and then you do the Harley tour with Alonzo Bowden and Dave
I think
Chappelle.
that'd be. I'd be more realistic to be able to work with Alonzo Bowden.
No, I was thinking you could be like the assistant on the tour.
There you go.
You could be like the coffee guy or something.
I could be a host. I get 2 minutes in the beginning and no other time.
No, they wouldn't want to start the show off that poorly. They'd be like, God damn.
Oh, man.
But they also could do it because they're like really good at comedy, so they could bring it back. It wouldn't even matter. They'd be like, who is this kid? Like, bring out Chappelle. As soon as you walk on stage, you're like, no, get Chappelle out here.
I love how much you shit on me as a comic, but we're at all the exact same things together. And
exactly.
How long have you been doing it?
Too long.
Yeah.
You know, my friend said that to me when I was at Red Lobster, dude. I was at Red Lobster. I got a college degree. He's a high school dropout. And we were in the back in the kitchen, and I was bitching. Because Red Lobster, I was losing my mind.
I couldn't work in a kitchen ever again.
I was a server, but we had to be in the kitchen. So at Red Lobster it was great because you had to make your own salad, you had to make your own bread, you had to do fucking everything.
I had to do that at Sheep's too.
And no one would help you because no one gave a fuck about anybody in Red Lobster, and I would always be losing my mind people are like, Justin, why are you so stressed out? Because I got to do 20 fucking jobs because everybody's on their fucking phones, and I can't, like, I got to go run this person's food while they're texting in the back. I got to go get ice because this person's texting. I got to do this because they're texting. And they're like, Justin, why are you so angry? Because no one's fucking working. And for me to do my job, and I take things too seriously. So I was yelling at my friend, and he's like, Justin, why are you so mad? He's like, you think you're better than me? He's like, Justin, you have a college degree. I'm a high school dropout. We have the same fucking job. We make the same money. Shut the fuck up. And I'm like,
that just makes me more mad. That makes me more angry.
So pissed. It made me so pissed. But he was so right.
I don't know. I need like 3 classes to finish off an associate's degree, and I'm just waiting for COVID to wrap up. So at least
what the fuck's the point of getting the associates?
Just to have it.
Just to have it.
Yeah.
You can have my degree if you want. I
What do
never
you got?
used it. A bachelor's in business.
What does that do for anybody?
Exactly. It gets you a chair at
I
Daniel's
went
podcast about anything.
I went to a business school for like 2 semesters, and then everybody that I knew that owned businesses are like, if you wanted to run a business, just do it.
Yeah, you could just go on YouTube, actually. You can go on YouTube. Do you want more coffee? You should go get more coffee.
Do you want more coffee?
Sure, I'd love more coffee.
All right, we'll pause. We'll be right back, everybody. All right, and we're back, everybody.
And we're back.
Everybody.
Dude, so the recruiter thing in high school, you think it's okay for people to just go into recruit?
Yeah, I don't think college is for everybody.
But I'm not.
And I don't think everybody's ready for college, and I think the military is a
That's
perfect place
That's
to go and find who you are.
No.
Because you're going to find out who you are real quick when they're fucking screaming at you at boot camp.
Yeah, you're gonna make some people have a lot of emotional issues because they're like, all right, well, this is
some of the nicest people I've ever met are Marine Corps, like drill sergeants and recruiters.
That's not. I don't think that's from Marine
or servicemen.
I don't think you'll get that from Marine. How is getting yelled at going to make you happy?
It's about becoming a better person. Like all my coaches, except for 1 or 2 senior year on the football team, were all ex-Marines or military.
Yeah, I know. Because they're the high school
and they were the best coaches.
The thing is, what I'm trying to say is that I think we put too much shit on like the youth. Like we make them make big decisions too early on. That's what I'm trying to say. For someone to be like, yeah, I'm going to join the military at 17, 18. That's fucking crazy. And then they're like, oh, hey, you know what you do right after high school? You're going to take out a $100,000 loan.
I think that should be illegal.
Thank you. It should be illegal. I think that's completely fucked that they're like, no, you just go to college after. You just take out all the money, dude. You can just take out all the money.
Let's make financial decisions that are going to affect you for the next 40 years when you're 18 years old.
Yeah, because they tell you, hey, we're going to get you a job. Are you going to get me a job? No. Is the job going to fucking help me pay off this? Yeah, in like 30 years, you'll be able to pay off your school debt. Hey, what if I die? Oh, we'll just give the debt to your family. Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about it.
The fact that one isn't like...
You won't lose it.
Like bankruptcy and death doesn't void those debts is insane to me.
That thing that blows my mind and it pisses me off so much is how someone can be like, if you declare bankruptcy or death, the debt doesn't go away. But these multi-billionaires or millionaires that open up businesses... They're like, well, I got to go bankrupt. They're like, okay, yeah, we'll just wash it away. Start a new business.
Yeah.
But the student debt won't go away. That's what blows my mind. Is because that's right there. When they said that, I was like, okay, there's something fishy about it because why the fuck are you going to try to sell this? But why can't it go away? If it can't go away, you guys know you're doing something fucking a little fishy.
Well, I mean, I think colleges today, like I don't think colleges were like this until recently, like the last 30 years roughly. 30 maybe, yeah, I'd say 30 years, like from 1990 on. They're just I think they're Ponzi schemes. I think they're big scam Ponzi schemes.
I get that.
I mean, and I feel it all the way down their athletics program. The fact that the NCAA football season makes just as much money as the NFL and they don't pay their athletes.
It's disgusting.
And they're saying, well, we're nonprofit. Okay, I hate the term nonprofit because just because you spend $1 billion on upgrading your sports facilities, you're spending your profits on upgrading your sports facilities. Like you made a profit.
Yeah.
I don't understand where as long as you just don't report any profits, it's nonprofit. So you have to spend all the money you made to be considered nonprofit. That is the dumbest thing I've ever.
Also,
heard.
why are the prices always going up?
Exactly. It.
Every year, when the commercials start coming out for.
And then they're gonna fucking say, "Oh, we're giving them a free education." That's what they're getting paid with. Why UNC and fucking Duke gets busted every 3 years for creating fake classes for their fucking athletes.
Do they?
Okay. Oh yeah, they're like Spanish 101. Taught by a white guy from fucking Louisiana who lives in a goddamn trailer who knows nothing about. He barely speaks English. That Cajun prick. Yeah.
Espanole.
He's like, "Hello, Mexicanos. Welcome. Welcome to England. Spanish 101. We're going down here. We're going to learn Spanish. Oh, konnichiwa." Like that's Chinese. I can't stand it. Like they're not being paid, and especially if you're a good athlete, you don't have any time for good classes. You're fucking doing, like, if you're at football, you do football 365 days of the year. If you're not practicing with the team, you should be working out. If you're a D1 player, you're going to be working out for the next season in the off season. You're trying to go to the NFL if you're at a D1 school. You don't have time to take like fucking physics, shit like that. You're not taking high-end classes. You're taking the easiest classes they can fucking give you for the most part, and that's what you're doing just so you can stay eligible to play fucking football there.
Thank you. That's what I was talking about on our last podcast, the latest episode, Real Open Mics of Hollywood. Check it out. What's up? I brought that up real quick because they brought up, Marcus brought up famous Ohio State running back, won the national title when he was a freshman, should have made it to the NFL. But didn't.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Anyway, the thing is, he lost his spot because of ineligibility, because of academics. And I'm like, again, we all know that lots of players and shit, they pay for a lot of grades, right? You've seen the thing. Also, it makes sense for people to pay. They're not going to college for school. Make the class about NFL, like teach them management on money. Teach them something with the sports because they don't care about fucking school.
Yeah.
Also, it's like you're a D1 quarterback for Ohio State. That kid doesn't give a fuck about school. He's most likely at least going to probably make it to the draft.
Yeah, he's going to get drafted.
He's Ohio State.
Yeah.
Quarterback, D1, starter.
People are looking at
him. People are looking at him. He's not worried about class. He's out there hanging out with hot chicks, getting swole. Dude, he's doing fucking anything but school.
That's like you should get an education. Don't go to the fucking draft. You can go back to college.
Yeah.
You can't get another shot at like a professional sport. You're gonna make, even if you only last 3 years. If you're a high enough draft, you're gonna make more money in those 3 years than you're probably gonna make in the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So just do it. Go back to school, finish a degree if you really want the degree after you're done with.
I don't understand how colleges try to say, yeah, we're students first, athletes second. That's fucking bullshit. Why do you guys spend so much money on your athletics program then? Oh, because we like it to look nice. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And it's the thing that
it's a recruiting tool. It makes more money for the school the better your teams are.
There you go. Yeah, I knew it was bullshit when like you see like commercials for the new.
This year, fucking COVID, where like 80% of the I'm just making up percentages. I have no idea how many classes, but majority of the classes are online, and you're still charging the same tuition. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, actually, online tuition when I went to school was more expensive than in class. It was $50 more. I don't know why. I had to do all the work. That's the thing too. When you do online school, which I don't understand why anybody likes online school, you have to do the whole thing yourself.
Yeah,
like you have to teach yourself,
which is better in some classes.
Some of them are because you learn more because some of the teachers just suck.
Ass.
Yeah. But like,
you ever ask a fucking college professor a question, and then they go on like a 2-minute explanation, and it has nothing to do with the question you just fucking asked, and then they don't know why you're confused.
They're also like, why are you asking questions?
Yeah.
Well, because I'm trying to learn.
Are you not paying attention? Yeah, I'm paying attention. You're going really fucking fast right now.
Yeah, and like how they did it for COVID this year, was the commercial was like, because we care about you guys, we're not going to raise our tuition this year. Buy in for this rate. They always had like one of their selling points is raise on tuition. Like there's that really shitty college, SNHU or something. It's like an online school, and the one lady gets on there and she goes, "I knew it was the right plan for me when I found out how affordable it is." When you're going to school based on price, that's something fucked up.
Well, And that's also what's crazy too, because schools like those online schools like Phoenix and shit like that, they have a giant part, like they own a giant part of the student debt, and they have such a small percentage of the student body.
Yeah.
Like they'll just let anybody sign up and go there and rack up student loans with no plan on graduating. Like it's a fucking scam, and fucking I hate it. I don't know. It honestly, I feel passionate about it because it's just so ridiculous and how obvious it is they're ripping people off, and they're fucking with the future of the country by doing this, and nobody cares.
Yeah. No, they just keep doing it. It's and then yeah, I really think like what country does it where they let the kids like usually they'll take like a year off.
A lot. I don't know.
Well, I think what it is, I think
we're so far behind on a lot of things.
We definitely need like a grace period. I didn't know what I wanted to do till I finished college.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I should do this. And I was like, no, I'm going to just finish the degree because I don't want to go back. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate it. And also my college, shout out to Davenport, fuck y'all, because I went to Davenport and I couldn't get a hold of my advisor to get I had to do my final semester with a walk-in advisor because I couldn't talk to my advisor. So I went to this advisor and I was like, hey man, and we set up my schedule. And I was like, so if I set up my schedule this way, I'll be done with school forever. He's like, yeah, you got it. So I finished my last test and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm done with college. Like 3 weeks later, a couple months, I don't know what it was. I was like, where's my diploma?
Right.
And I call up, had to talk to another walk-in advisor because I couldn't talk to my advisor
they're busy.
that I paid so much. Yeah, they're very busy doing I don't know fucking what. Like, yeah, you're actually short 6 credits. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, funny thing is.
Oh, yeah.
Funny
it's always
thing.
Hilarious.
I know, I'm not laughing. So, like, funny thing is, you have all of your classes done towards your degree. You're just short 6 credits in electives.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, are you fucking... First of all, so the electives don't fucking matter. They give me nothing towards the degree. These are electives to open up your fucking mind. Why do you need electives? Oh, probably because of more money. Mm-hmm. So then I had to go take an art class and a design class at Macomb and then transfer it over so I could graduate. But also, how stupid is your advisor to not be like, you need these credits too?
Well, see, and that's the thing too, is like, because I was talking to him, because I was originally going to like transfer out to Oakland and finish off a mechanical engineering degree there.
Yeah, why not?
But since I stopped doing that, and I was just like, all right, well, I'm just kind of looking at like, what can I get? Like, where am I at for like just an associate's, just to get an associate's and something? Well, you only need one more because you have to take higher end classes for like your electives for the mechanical engineering. So I was like, well, what other associates do you have? And they're just like, well, you could pretty much get an associate's in anything we have here because of the level of classes you've taken. So it's like I have to take one more science class, and they're like, because I already took chemistry.
Yeah.
And they're like, just take one more science class, and then you just need like 5 more electives, and you'd have an associate's in science. I was like, why do I need one more science class and just 5 random other classes to get the associate's in science?
Yeah. That's the one thing. After I went into college, after everybody kept saying, you gotta go. My freshman year, I had to take so many classes. You know what pissed me off is I had to take freshman seminar. That's nothing. 80% of my grade, or 60% of my grade was based on attendance. So that's bullshit right there.
Those.
That's bullshit. No, because it's like, oh, so this class really doesn't matter.
You know how many classes I stopped going to once I figured out I can learn the curriculum on my own?
Yeah, thank you. That's most classes your freshman, sophomore, and junior year. So I had freshman seminar. What else was it? They're like, oh, you also got to retest math because we don't know where you're at, so you might have to do... So I had to retake high school algebra in college, but I already took algebra in high school. So what the fuck am I doing? Like, I had to retake high school classes even though I already took them. So I knew right there that was bullshit. And then finally, my junior year, I started to get business classes. And then senior, I finally got to take business classes. So I'm like, what? This is the only stuff I needed to know. I didn't need to know all this. I had to take history.
I love history.
Okay, but why do I have to
like doing it?
But why do you have to take history in college? You don't have to. It's money.
Right.
Why am I taking this class? It doesn't have anything to do with the degree. Oh, well, because it helps. No, that's bullshit. Why do I have to take electives? Money. it's a scam. And then tell us also
hey, go buy this $400 book.
I was just gonna say that.
Never use.
No, but you know what Davenport did too? Davenport, you're real cool on how you did this. They would make up their own book, their own like it'd be like this.
Yeah.
This
we did that. They did that for chemistry.
Yeah, we have Davenport's chemist book, and then they would be like, oh, next year they'd be like, oh, the book you can't get it used. You got to get the newest book because we got new stuff in it. So they update it. Then you buy the and then you'd buy the update, and they'd be like, oh, they added one page. But then they would sell
the page.
Yeah, they would sell you the used book still, because some teachers would be almost nice enough to be like, guys, just to let you know, you don't need the new book. And you're like, oh, well, I wish you would have told us this before the class fucking started. And I have the new book because they said we needed the new book. Oh, that's just what they tell you.
Yeah.
And then you go with the new book. You buy the new book for $400. Go sell it back to them. They give you $30. Then they go sell that book for $380.
Right.
And you're like, why did I only get it this much back? They can't tell you any of it. They can't tell you any of it because it's all lies.
No.
They can't give you a answer if you ask them on any of this stuff, probably, because it's all bullshit.
It's logical thinking, and it's a college. I mean, you can't expect.
I just don't understand how, like, everybody in college, like, they're doing it to 18-year-old kids who are poor, who haven't even had, like, a career yet or a job.
And have no idea what they're doing.
We have no idea what we're doing. And they're like, well, wait, you need some? Here, just have this money. And we're like, wait, we can just have this money?
Here's $5,000. You're kind of drunk right now, but here's $5,000.
They're like, don't worry, we'll give you a great interest rate of 10%.
Yeah.
Wait, and then I just get the money back? Yeah, and guess what? After you graduate, we'll just put you in a really long plan.
Yeah, $25 a week for the rest of your life.
And guess what that $25 does? That just really almost pays the interest rates.
Yeah.
It's not even taking any of the loan down. You're just paying percentages. I don't understand how any of the companies that give out the loans are making money. Like, it doesn't make sense how that, because there's so much college debt, it doesn't make sense how anybody's making money.
Well, they're saying that would probably be the next great economic collapse, is when everybody starts defaulting on student loans in the next, 10 to 20 years.
Like, people already are.
The fact that, but when you get it in mass is when you're going to run into the problem.
They are getting it in mass, aren't they?
I don't think they are yet. No. So we'll see what happens with that.
Because to me, it's like also a thing where it's like...
What's hilarious, though, is what's going to, why student bodies, if everybody just stopped paying the student loan. It's one of those classic, if everybody did it, what can they really do about it?
Yeah.
I mean... Go fuck yourself. This is America. Let's have a tea party. like a Boston Tea Party style thing for fucking student loans.
Yeah. That would be great. That would be amazing if they could do that, but I don't see everybody doing it.
And it's one topic that doesn't really get discussion anymore.
And you know what a lot of people do?
Debates.
You know what everybody says too? Like, people with college debt, they're all like, dude, I don't even fucking, I'll just keep deferring it.
And then you get the fucking old person that's like, you could just pay it, while they paid for 4 years of college on summer jobs back in the fucking 70s and bought a new Trans Am. Go fuck yourself, Wilbur.
Yeah, especially when the price goes up, you're like, okay, so the price went up. What am I getting more of?
Yeah.
Nothing. You're getting the same thing. They're just like, well, we had to add on that. Yeah. We had to add on that for the campus. So the add-on's not free, guys. We needed to make it bigger because we wanted to look better. So just give us another $5,000 this year. You're like, what? What am I getting more of? Are you going to give me anything in return? Nah, we're just going to put an add-on, though. And
by the way, we brought in shittier teachers we can pay less money to, so we can make... You know how many of my college professors were part-time?
Yeah, thank you. Oh, I was going to say, are you going to say that, this is their part-time gig?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a business professor. He was a cool guy. He owned his own business. But I'm like, why is he the Why?
No,
teachers don't. It's a different teachers are college.
Business school, you should have people that run businesses teaching.
You should, but
because my accounting class, we had a lady who worked part time at H&R Block. She was teaching our accounting class.
Yes, in college they have different requirements for teaching than they do with younger people. I think it's different requirements. You don't have to have a certain teaching degree or something.
You just have to have a degree. Yep.
You just have to have a degree. I think you have to have a bachelor's.
Certain level. Yeah.
I think you have to have a bachelor's.
My buddy Mike did substitute teaching when he was going to nursing school. He has no degree in education.
No, that's substitute. I'm talking about in college.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that my teacher didn't go to for school for professing. He owned a business and he did this he's like, I'm going to teach you guys how to do this.
I mean, there's certain things like with business that I would rather learn from somebody with experience.
Yeah, I like that. I do. I understand that. That makes sense.
But that's also because business isn't like an exact science. And like how to be successful. Like you could do everything right and still fail when it comes to business.
Business, you don't. I don't think business. I don't think you need as much schooling as everybody
marketing
says.
is interesting.
Marketing.
Because when I was going to business school, I was going for marketing.
I liked marketing and advertising more than I do. Like I wanted to. I should have focused more on advertising. That's what I wanted. I wanted marketing, but it was another 4 classes that I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Which does make sense. I mean, if you're doing a business degree, you basically get a little bit of each thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. And that's what business is. You want to know a little bit of each thing. You shouldn't, but you don't need a 4-year degree.
No.
You don't, I mean, you could take a couple YouTube classes and you could run your business technically.
Yeah.
Especially for now, there's so many things out there that you don't need college for. And that's why I'm surprised that so many people are going.
I was voted in as like president of the business club when I went to school for business. And I was just like, everybody was surprised because I'm also that guy in class that's like, that's not how that works. Like when they'd bring up how to do things like ethically. And I'd just be like, no, you don't do that at all. This is how you do it. And it's like the most criminal and corrupt way to do it. But they'd be like, that's not how things are conducted. And then just be like, oh, let's pull up Jamie Dimon, CEO of Chase Bank. Let's look at what he did during the economic collapse of the real estate industry. And it's all the things I said you should be doing if you're running it. And the teacher's just like, I don't know how to argue this right now. That's the thing about business school as well, is because you're learning how you're supposed to properly conduct yourself. The thing is, nobody fucking does that in the real world. Why? Because that's not how shit works. You're gonna have to. It's a great scene in Rodney Dangerfield's Back to School. Like, you ever seen that movie from the '80s? So
I think I have.
He's a rich billionaire.
Does he do that? Does they do the triple double in that movie?
Yeah. The diving team,
yeah.
like Sam Kinnison's his history teacher and shit like that.
Yeah,
and there's the part where he's in business school and like the business, like, you know, doctor and business guys teaching the class, and he interrupts like, that's not how it goes at all. See, what happens is you got to grease the fucking commissioner here. You got to give him 30 grand, and then all his buddies got 10 grand apiece if you ever want to get that fucking job done. And the guy's like, that's not how things are done. It's like, this guy's teaching it how it ain't, because that's how it works. Like, everything works with money. You got to pay off people. There's no like legitimate way to do shit.
You ever think that college might be a conspiracy, like just to dumb us down because the people who are actually making all the money don't want to let us know how to really make the money? Because college, I mean, if you think about it, college is it's like a farm. It's raising us to go do these jobs for the rich people, right? Mm-hmm. But we're like, I want to be rich. We can't tell you. We can't tell you no secret. We can't tell you no secrets. So it's like, okay, I guess I'll just be a worker drone, dude. And they're like, it's sad. It's really sad because there's so much shit that we don't need, and you get older and then you start to realize it, but you already made the mistake. And they're like, well, we already got our money. Like, the rich people already got their money from us. Yeah. So now we get to be poor and bitch about it.
Yeah, that's like my mom, like my buddies. That's who I call my mom. It's like my best friend's mom. That's who I call my mom, and she always pushes me to go.
You call your best friend's mom?
Yeah, I don't talk to my real mother. Like, I don't. I haven't talked to her.
Oh,
in 10
you're
years.
saying that's what you're saying?
So when I say mom, I'm talking about her.
I call everybody's mom.
I did that when I was younger, but like, she's legit. Like, that's like, she took me in when I was like 17, 18. You know what I mean? And like, kept me off the streets. So she's my mom, and I just say it because like people get confused because I'll say ma, and then I'll be like bashing my mom. And they think I'm talking about the same person. Like, oh, no. Like, my mom's a scumbag. Like,
so I'm surprised you don't call your real birth mother, like, her name or something. I'm surprised.
It feels weird. Like, I usually just say my, you know, like.
I would figure you'd be like, yeah, what's her name?
I don't even like speak. It's like Voldemort, you know? You're not supposed to say it.
What's her name?
Stephanie. It's a cunty name.
You ever have, like, those girls that you've met one of them and you're like, they just ruined the name for all of them? Stephanie.
I have to say, though, growing up in a house with 3 insane women, which probably explains a lot, and no other guy in the household.
Yeah, my uncle has 3 daughters and a wife, and he loves his dog very much. Very much so. The dog loves him.
But like, my brother went down to college right after high school. Like the summer of, he started classes of graduating.
So did my
he
friend,
took no time off.
Yeah.
And he's doing well. And like, while his degree isn't exactly what he's doing now, it's in the same field, so it made sense.
What's his degree?
He was going to be an automotive technician. Now he's a dynamometer technician at GM. So he works on like all the new engines and shit like that.
So
he figures out how to break them and then how to make them better. That's what he does.
Oh.
Which is cool ass job.
It is cool.
But my brother Matt went down there and he racked up a bunch of student loan debt. He got a degree in
Wait, you have two brothers?
Yeah.
I thought you lived with 3 women.
These are the guys like best friends from football that I consider family, and they're Maz, who I call Maz.
You really got to fucking generate. You got to tell me these things. I don't know your whole life.
Yeah, I haven't talked about it too much. Like, I think the most I've come out about stuff was during the Nick Kelly pod and Lou when I was talking about how I got my felony.
So no one here has heard any of this.
Yeah. Well, this I didn't talk about. I was talking about like how I got my felony and shit like that on the other one.
You got a felony?
Oh, yeah, dude. That was crazy.
Okay, finish this, then we got to get into the felony. I got to hear about this.
Okay, so he went and racked up a bunch of student loan debt and he got a degree in hospitality. And he racked up like 40 grand in student
How do you got to
loans.
get a degree in hospitality? Just
Right.
be nice
You're right.
and accommodating.
Yeah.
There you go.
And,
That's fucking
Which is
hospitality.
basically just like hotel management and stuff like that. So now he's working at Wirtz, which is a battery factory.
You say words?
Wirtz. It's in town here, and it, like they assemble machines and stuff like that. Like it's a machine shop. It has nothing to do with his degree at all. So he's just paying down the student loan debt and not using his degree
Isn't that
whatsoever
amazing?
because he was pressured into going to college by mom. Where I was always the outlier, like fuck college.
I was very pressured into college, and I just did it to get it done with. Honestly, that's what it was. I did college. I'm like, if I don't go now, I won't do it. But I went to college to go bowling, so.
Well, she kept saying I was too smart not to go to college, and I always felt like I was too smart to go to college.
Could have fooled me.
Yeah, dick. But I don't know. You get there, and college is easy. It really is fucking easy.
I like it way better than high school.
I mean, high school was very easy too when you actually did the work.
I think college might have been easier than.
No, high school itself is easy. The problem with high school is like you're stupid and going through like puberty and a bunch of other shit at the same time. But high school itself, I could do in my sleep.
I love my final semester in high school was just amazing. It was the easiest because I set it up perfectly where I got my math done.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to take like home ec math or whatever. It was like writing checks
Yeah.
but we basically just watched the show numbers every day. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Just that was amazing. And then I was like a teacher aide.
I got paid to be a teacher aide my senior year.
You got paid?
Yeah.
That was just a credit. We could be a teacher aide and they'd
No,
give
I
us
didn't
a
get
credit.
a credit. I was doing credit. All right, so what happened was when I transferred from Marysville High School to Port Huron High School at the beginning of like sophomore year in the middle. So Marysville started doing exams for the first time ever that year. And I left before exams, so I got all E's.
Wait,
in
Marysville
those classes.
wasn't doing.
They didn't do exams there until 2006, 2007 when I left.
So
That was their first year.
So how are
started
they
doing
passing?
Same thing. You just don't have an exam. So you just take your tests throughout the semester like you would in a normal class, and you just didn't have like a final exam. Like there was no point.
It makes sense to not even have a final exam.
Right.
I think it's kind of, that you say it at the end. It's like, I got to remember all this shit.
Yeah. I hate teachers that do that, by the way, that have like a final test from, you got to remember the stuff from 4 months ago. That you
Like, hey guys, just to let you know, this project is 70% of your grade. And you're like, what's the fucking other 30? They're
I
like,
could have just got 100% on this project and not came to class for the rest of the time is how when I hear stuff like that, which is a bad way of thinking.
yeah.
But so Marysville failed me on all my classes. So I was so far behind when I got to Port Huron, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go to the military. And they had credit recovery at the time, and they had these
What's that?
So like it's stuff you can do outside your normal classes to make up for credits, like instead of summer school and shit like that. They'll give you like work to do throughout the year. You do that, and you do that, and then you get like full credit for a class. So I needed like a couple math credits. So she gave me. There were 2 workbooks.
I'm thinking it's money or something.
No. So there was like 2 workbooks she gave me for the math credits I needed, and they were like 100 pages of math problems you had to do on each one. But I just said okay, so I got myself in school suspended, You know, I thought it out. So I got myself in school suspended and just sat there for 8 hours and did both workbooks. Like, just did nothing but the
Wait,
workbooks.
you got yourself.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Did you tell him to suspend you?
I knew how to do it. Like, I know how to manipulate systems. So I just like, all right, I just got to show up tardy to this teacher, and I know I'll get an in-school suspension. Done deal. Got the in-school suspension. And I just sat there for 8 hours and did nothing but the workbooks. So I got 2 credits, like 2 of the credits I needed for math in 8 hours. And I was just like, why don't we just do this? Like, why are we going to school for 4 years?
Wow.
But then another thing I could do was like because I was in that program, which was called the WIA program at the time.
WIA?
Yeah, it was WIA. And the lady was cool. Her husband was a big MMA fan, so we just talked about MMA when I was like meeting with her and stuff like that. And she's like, hey, if you can get a teacher to let you be an assistant, I can pay you like $120 a week.
What?
And so I was really big into history and like mythology, and a teacher that liked me, Mr. Mueller, let me be his TA for his Greek mythology class. And I just basically did his job for the semester.
What? You like taught the class?
Basically. I mean, I had 100% in the class. Like, I was like already like, hey, Mr. Mueller, can I be a TA for this? I'll get fucking paid. So I just would give him notes out of like a Greek mythology book I'd read, and he would just teach that. And I was like, it's $120 a week.
Wow.
I was like, it's for like 2 hours of work.
That's interesting.
So that was cool.
Wow. And then you got a felony.
That was when I was 19. I was supposed to go to the Army that summer. I got hammered, wasted. Like, I drank a little over 2/5 of Jaeger.
You know what I love about people that know a story about the alcohol? They know exactly how much they drank. Yeah. I drank almost 2/5.
No, I drank more than 2/5.
You drank more than 2/5 of Jaeger.
Yeah. Shot like Jaeger bombs. Me and my buddy Nathan.
That's just, it makes me want. I had a Jaeger bomb recently, and I had like 2 of them recently. I don't know why. It was just the worst idea.
I don't like what like Jaeger. I black out a lot on Jaeger. That's why I don't drink.
So
it.
disgusting.
I don't really drink hard anymore.
So
anyways.
now you're 2/5 deep Jaeger. 19. You got to go to You got to go to the Army tomorrow.
No, in a couple months. Like, it was that summer. So it was like, I think it was like springtime. Yeah, it was springtime.
Okay.
That summer I was going to be going to.
So you were doing the typical thing before they leave.
Yeah,
I got to see all my friends and
getting nuts. You know, didn't give a shit. That's all I worried about. So then I drove. Ooh. Which I was a champion. Drove fine.
No, you didn't. There's no way you drove fine.
I'm a great drunk driver.
You're 2/5 deep.
Mm-hmm. You got to realize too. Back then, I was drinking like every day.
Dude, I don't care what you say. 2/5 of that's.
Oh no, I was fucking trashed, but I could.
How could you even walk?
Again, I used to drink a lot back then, like a lot. Like, me and my buddy would just drink like a half gallon of whiskey a night.
I can't. Okay, go on. All right, so you're 19. Now you're driving 2/5 Jaeger.
So I go up towards Lexington, and I get in my idea that I want to go see somebody. So I drive right past my house to just going home and going to bed. Like, if I would have went home and went to bed, my life would be totally different today. So I keep going.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why did you want to go see someone?
I don't drunk good idea when you're drunk, you know what I mean? Seems like a good idea.
If I would have made it home after that, I would have been like, I'm staying. If my house is there, I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, like I drove past where I needed to go home. Like, I was like, I'm good. Let's keep going. Like, I remember that specifically. Went out there. I was like, my cousin lives here. I was like, let's go see him. And I forgot they sold the house until like I pulled in. Nobody was there. It was still empty. Like, so I was like, oh, that's right. They sold the house. It's empty. The thing was, though, like, the driveway has like 15 to 20 foot drops on the sides, and it's like a giant up the hill winding driveway. And so I was like, oh shit. So I started backing out of it, and it was a crappy truck, and it had rear wheel drive, and the back right tire came off the road. So I was stuck. I was like, fuck. And I'm in the middle of
your tire came off the.
Yeah, it went off the side.
Oh.
And it's such a steep drop off by coming off just a little bit. It's just, there's nothing you can do. You know what I mean? Like, it's done. So I was like, fuck. So I get out of the truck, cut my foot, bad. Because I'm wearing slippers. Okay, I'm wearing slippers, a bathing suit, and like an undone button up or something. I was white trashing it up.
Oh my God.
Like, hammered with my
buddy.
Movie. Yeah. And I go up to the house, and I knew there was a rotted door. Because it was like Like there was the house, it was built on the hill, but then down the hill was the garage that was attached to the house, and there was like a rotted side door that was like you could just like push on it and it would open. I was like, I wonder if they changed that because I'm bleeding now like a lot. And I was like, I knew basic field like dressings, so it's like, I just need to get something to tie my foot off.
Okay.
So I just go in the door, like, oh, it's rotted. So I just push it open, grab a towel, tie my foot off, leave. You know, I don't want to fuck with this place. You know what I mean? Leave, and then I get lost in the woods for like 2 hours.
How do you get lost? Why don't you just go down the driveway?
I went down the driveway, but I'm looking for help, and I'm in the middle of the house is in the middle of the woods, and my cell phone's dead. Okay.
This is a bad night.
So oh yeah, and it's pitch black because we're in the country, like country sticks, and I think I get it in my head that something's after me and stalking me in the woods. So then I pick up the biggest rock I can find. So I'm just drunk, like limping through, bleeding, you know, half naked, wearing sunglasses still, I think, and a hat. Like this is white trash as you can get, and I find a house, and I'm like, oh. Fuck. I think like it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think they might be in on the person stalking me. So like,
is someone actually stalking you?
No, I don't think so. There might have been an animal.
God. Okay.
And because I'm in the woods, and I open the truck door and it's the exact same truck as mine. And I was like, oh, the key's in ignition. Let's get the fuck out of here. So I take the truck home. I get back to the house, and I'm like, oh fuck. This isn't my truck. Like it's all starting to hit. So I had to wake my mom, my buddy's mom, and be like, hey, somebody's after me. I stole the truck to get away. We got to go get your truck. Because it was also her truck. It wasn't even my truck I got stuck.
It wasn't your truck.
Yeah. It was my mom's truck. And so we go, she grabs a gun because she thinks somebody's after her child, you know, like after me. I was convinced at the time that it was true. But I go back, I put the truck back where I found it. We get a tow truck, we get my truck out of there, and we leave. Okay? That's it. No damage.
Don't say that's it.
No,
like,
hold on.
This is normal.
No, what I mean is like I didn't hurt anybody. Nobody's property was kept. You know what I mean? Like nothing was damaged.
And you just drove the truck back, parked it, and walked away.
Yeah.
They were none the wiser. Like,
oh, they realized. But so what happens is we leave. I'm just like, all right, months go by. Oh, the next day, my cousin comes over the house, and he's like, dude, there's like a bunch of cops at like the old house and stuff. Like they were looking at some things. Like something happened over there. And I was like, dude, you're not gonna believe the night I had last night. I was like, I'll tell you about it.
How do you remember?
Adrenaline, because I really was scared. Like I really was in like a panicked state at points.
So you didn't drink like absinthe or?
Oh no, it was just a lot of Jaeger. And months go by, and his dad's flying me out before I go to the army.
Wait a sec. So what? Wait.
I'm getting to it.
I gotta go back to the night still.
Okay.
I still can't get over the fact. So you stole someone's car because you ended up at another house. So you were at another house and you thought this car was your car, even though your car's in a fucking ditch, and this is the reason why you're even walking in the first place. I am
hammered, remember. I am hammered.
Yeah, but your car's in a ditch. This is why you're walking in the first place.
Yeah, I know. So
then you're like, oh, maybe I was dreaming that, and now you're at someone else's place, and you're like, there's my car. I knew I didn't crash my car. Is that what happened?
Kinda, basically. But I was also, you got to put in the scared and panicked that I was about to be murdered.
Yeah, and then, okay, so then you drove. How did the drive home go with the stolen car? Fast. Was it close? Is that house close?
Like 15 minutes away.
Oh my! So then you went. So when you got out of the stolen car to go in your house, how did you realize it was stolen? What made you realize it was stolen?
It was slightly different color. I didn't notice at first until I was next to a light.
Was it the same model?
Yeah, same make, same model, same year,
different color.
Yeah.
And this is really late at night. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, this is like 3 a.m.
And your mom. I mean, your mom.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. So she. How did she react when you walked in the house hammered?
What the fuck are you? Well, I mean, I walked in that house hammered many times. Like it was more regular for me to walk in hammered than it was.
So you're like, Mom, you gotta help me.
Yeah.
And
we gotta go get your truck.
So what did she say with the car that you stole?
Put it back.
So no, she just said we gotta put it back.
Yeah,
So she's ride or die.
I was under contract.
Can we even talk about this?
I already got in trouble for it.
Okay. Okay.
But And
So she drives it back with you.
Yeah, I drove it back. I don't know why I was driving the whole
You
time.
drove it back?
Yeah.
Dude, you're ballsy, bro.
I was crazy. I was nuts back then.
Why didn't she drive?
She didn't know where we were going. I assume that was
Clearly,
the logic.
you fucking didn't know where you were going either. You took the wrong car. She let you drive after you were like, no, I know this way. You're like the blindfolded person.
But so we get back, the tow trucks take it out. I put the truck back, wipe it down so there's no prints or anything.
Gosh.
I still had some criminal elements in my head, like, you know, I was like, all right, hold on.
What did you do with the door that you broke in to get your rag?
It was old and beat up anyways. Like,
okay.
You really probably wouldn't have noticed.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Like,
but could you see your car in the ditch, like off the road?
Because I was right in front of the road.
Okay.
Like, so like I had gotten all the way to the end of the driveway, and then right at the end is where I fucked up. And
okay. So now you're back. You get the car out.
Tell my cousin the next day about it because he comes over like to my house just to see. He's like, "Hey, you want to smoke or anything? You got anything?" He's a fucking douchebag. And I was like, "Oh, dude, let me tell you about what happened last night." You know, like you tell your cousin. I didn't think I have to worry. I shouldn't have told anybody.
Oh man.
And so he finds out I'm going out to New Mexico to see his dad. His dad's flying me out for like you're going away to the army. Let's have a good time type thing. And him and his dad have bad blood. And so he got pissed and jealous and snitched on me to the police. And that's how I got caught. Months later, like 3 to 6 months later.
Dude, that is petty.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why were the cops at the house though?
They noticed, like, the cops got called because there was like a chain at the end of the house where I got my truck stuck, and it was just like undone. You know? So they're like, oh, that's weird. And then they noticed, I don't think I closed the door behind me when I left that house. And they're like, oh, that's weird because somebody reported a truck, like something happening with a truck over here. And they're like, I wonder if these are connected. And then my cousin snitched on me. Like, nothing was happening.
How did you even get to, how did he prove it months later? Like, what happened? He's just like, he told.
Well, this is where I fuck up.
Could you not just be like, I was drunk, I just telling a story?
This is where I fuck up.
Okay.
Because I was like, you know what? Let's just get this shit over with. You know, I mean, I didn't hurt anybody. Let's just work this out. So when the cops came and talked to me when I got back from New Mexico, I was like, all right, this is what happened. And I should have just got a lawyer and said nothing. I should have just got it. I was dumb. I was 19 years old and dumb.
Yeah. Isn't that weird though how cops have that power? They're like, no, you can just tell us the truth, man.
Well, yeah.
And then you tell them the truth, and they're like, okay, well now you're under arrest, and you're like,
they didn't even arrest me. They're just like, okay, because they had nothing. They didn't have an arrest warrant for it.
Yeah, you can't have nothing if no one, not even the person whose car was, no one had nothing.
Yeah.
So you basically went to the cops and said, hey, can I have a felony charge?
Yeah. Well, my cousin told him my name and told him what happened, and then they came to me.
What a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Still to this day, he will not.
You know what your cousin? Why don't you just go talk to your dad? This isn't a thing that you should.
I know. I fucking hate that guy.
So what did your cousin say after he did? Oh well, I mean, you deserve it.
He was. I guess they were looking at him for it because people didn't like him in the area, and then he made up this giant story about I was going around telling people that it was him, and I was like, dude, I haven't told anybody about this but you, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Going around.
So clearly he's like a loudmouth. He wants people to hear the drama.
Yeah. I was pissed.
So he's spreading it.
Yeah.
So he made up a story too about how why were people? No one knew about the whole thing.
Yeah, except for me and him.
Yeah. So how are people talking about him doing something stupid?
Yeah, I guess the cops were looking at him. I was like, well,
you know you
didn't.
I
was like, you know you didn't.
Lived?
Yeah, because he lived in the area and they didn't like him in the area.
Was that his old house?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense, but they might be looking at him. But also, they didn't have anything. They couldn't prove anything.
I was like, you obviously didn't do it. Why the fuck would you give him my name? Like, don't get me wrong. I did all this shit and fucked up. Obviously, like, you know.
So what happens after you get... so you go tell the cops, then what happens? You got to go to jail?
So then the prosecutors give me a deal, and they overcharged. I should have gotten a lawyer. I was just young, poor, and stupid. Because I think I could have got it knocked down to almost a misdemeanor.
Yeah, you could have gotten knocked down to nothing, probably.
Well, if I wouldn't have said anything, they wouldn't have been able to do anything. They had nothing to go off of.
So what happens with the deal?
So they charged me with home invasion, robbery, and UDA, which is the one they want me to plead to, is the UDA.
What's UEA?
Unwillful. It's like unwillful drive away of another automotive. It's like stealing a car, but you didn't actually steal it.
How do they get you for robbing a towel? You robbed a towel?
No, I didn't even take the towel. Like I just like bandaged up and shit like that, and then left. But the thing is, like with home invasion and robbery, like there's got to be people in the house for those to apply, and it was an empty house. Like now I know this stuff, now that it's 10 years later. But it's just like at the time, like, because those are like things you can go to prison for like 30 years. And I was just like, what?
Yeah.
And I had no lawyer and I was by myself. And they're like, we'll drop these charges if you plead to this.
See,
one.
now isn't that the crazy thing is too, where they're like, no, we just want you to plea for something so we can get some money out of this?
Yeah. I had to buy a new transmission on that truck. I had to pay for a brand new door.
Oh, wait, on what?
The house.
Oh.
So they got a nice new door for their old rotted one.
Now, do you...
Which I was totally cool with. I was like, I'll pay these, whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, do you... It's bad to say, but, like, are you happy that happened? In a way, not happy, but, like, it was a learning experience. Do you wish it wouldn't have happened? Obviously, you wish it wouldn't have happened. Do you know what I'm trying to ask?
I mean, it's like... No, I get what you're saying, because it's like, if that didn't happen...
Do you think you would have learned?
I mean, I was on such a destructive path back then.
Yeah.
Like, I'm lucky that's all that happened to me.
Yeah, like, when I got my DUI, I was like... It was like... It's an
the worst
awakening.
part was the jail.
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
did you go to jail?
I had to do, like, kind of.
Did you go weekend jail or something?
Yeah, 10 weeks.
And the weekends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 days at a time over 10 weeks, 30 days.
I don't understand that either. That thing doesn't make sense.
Everybody
to me.
in there was in there for child support or DUIs.
Yeah, I don't. Like
there was 45 guys in that pod. I got put on isolation after week 3 because I fucking chewed out a guard. But
gosh damn,
I started roasting a guard
I don't understand though.
while I'm in jail.
But why do they do weekend stints of staying?
So you don't lose your life for going to jail. It's like the guys that have work release. They're gone out of the jail for 16 hours out of the day. They got to come back and sleep for 8 hours.
Yeah, who got that? Wasn't it Einstein?
Epstein did.
Epstein, sorry, Einstein.
But like
Epstein got out. Apparently, his thing was he got out for like what was it, 20 hours a day?
You get 16. It's the most because you got to be there at least 8 hours.
I thought he had a special thing.
He probably did. Who knows? He's a billionaire. But even normal guys like that were doing that. There was only a couple idiots in there that were actually in there for real crimes and a couple like domestics. But that made me realize when people say no one's better than anybody, they're wrong. A lot of us are significantly better than some people. And going in there showed me that. I don't belong here.
Yeah,
I'm not the same
I
as
went
these
to
people.
AA and I was like sitting at the table, and when you go to AA, they're like, well, you gotta say you're an alcoholic, and I'm like, okay. So I went there, and then but like people would be at the table and be like, yeah, this is my 4th DUI. I'm court ordered to be here. I'm like, how do you get 4? They take your ID after 2.
Dude, I know people that got 6.
It's the money count, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. You might as well move to somewhere where they have transportation. Like it's crazy. You learn a lot though. Hopefully.
I almost got in a fight in there. There was this little guy and he like cut the line. I was like, man, this guy's kind of a bitch.
You got in a fight?
I almost got in a fight in jail. And I was skinny back then. Like I was like in shape, I guess I should say.
So what happened with your fucking cousin, dude? I don't like
I haven't seen him in 10
What's his
years.
name?
I'm not saying that.
Can I his first name? Oh, you can't say his first name. You haven't talked to him in 10 years.
No.
Hey, do you still talk to his dad?
Yeah. His dad didn't like him either.
What did the dad say about this when it happened? Was he just like, wow, you're such a dick, Bobby?
He was pissed I lied to him when I was down there.
What'd you lie about?
Because like shit was stirring up here when I was down in New Mexico.
What
so I
was
was down there
stirring
for a
up here?
couple weeks. My cousin snitching and the cops all of a sudden finding out about all this stuff, and they're like, Danny did all this shit and now he's blaming Joey for it, trying to frame Joe. Oh shit, I just said his name.
Not that name. You can edit that
and they're just
out.
like, he's framing him and all this other stuff, and it was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was just like, I pulled the whole I was too drunk to remember I was really blacked out in that area that night, but I don't remember any of that stuff.
I think there's a bit that there. Yeah, you should have had a lawyer because I think you could have got off on a lot of things. I think you could have got.
I would have got away with it. I went to the army. It sucks.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, thanks, cousin. Won't say his name. Now I got to do this podcast because you didn't go to the fucking army. So.
But like, if that didn't happen, I would have never met my wife.
You wouldn't have had your daughter.
Well, no, I think I already had her at this time. I just didn't know yet.
Oh my god!
I didn't know for 2 years that I had a kid out there. Always revealing all kinds of shit out here today.
So, how did you find out you had a daughter? Can I ask?
All right. I guess we're doing
we
this
get into
today.
that or no?
Yeah, we can. I guess we can get into it.
We don't have to.
I mean,
we don't really have to. We can talk about other things.
Another
like,
Jaeger experience.
Do you have other Jaeger?
That's another Jaeger because it was a one night stand. It was a one night stand.
One night stands, man. Those are
Toxic.
Yep. Emotionally like fucking weird, man.
Do you ever all right, have you ever like been a one night stand that you didn't want to be one, but she's like, "Oh, this isn't going beyond a night."
Most of them get attached. Dude, I get attached quick, bro. I get attached quick. And then I get ghosted and I'm like, "Why did I get ghosted?" But I get attached quick, dude. And that's what's bad about when you're a guy looking for love and shit, and then all of a sudden you start having sex, and then you're like, oh man, why didn't the girl text me? But you can't. You just gotta take yourself away from it and not really give a shit.
Well, it's like before my wife, I had hit a phase.
You just fucking.
Where, no, I always was like that, like thunder sticking, as they say. But no, like that joke I tell about having a dumb genius as a friend, that really was a real conversation. Like, we were just like, how do we bang a new group of women? Because I'm getting bored with this.
You gotta explain the whole story because I don't know your jokes.
Okay, so it's about like my one friend who I was roommating with at the time said we should try to bang lesbians. Which I'd already banged a couple lesbians at that point.
You know what? Some guys are just they're so fucking like that bro thing where it's just
dude, I was a bro douche for sure back then.
It's such douche things
I was
to say.
hardcore a bro
Oh, dude,
douche
we gotta
back
fuck these lesbians because we can.
He wants to try it out. And so his idea was we would get civil unioned, like gay married together, and just pretend to be a gay couple. And then we'd just go to the gay bars and, pretend to be gay.
So now I'm sucking my roommate's dick, and the girls aren't there.
And then we'd become friends with a bunch of lesbians. And then eventually, as anybody that hangs out with lesbians long enough, after a few drinks, they're straight again. A lot of times.
Well, they don't want that big old dildo. They want that. They want that real meat.
I haven't done this since I was like 16. I wonder if I hate it still. And then you do it, and it's like I did, but not at the time. But later on, I go back to women. But it's just like okay.
So did you win? Did you win the game?
I mean, I didn't need that game to bang lesbians.
Also, did you guys become couple?
Well,
you and your roommates?
Long term, we were talking about it because it was just like we had sex with the same chicks like a lot. So it's just like what if two guys? Because it is still something I think about from time to time. Where it's like, what if two guys who are straight, they just get a civil union together and they just don't ever want to be married to a woman ever. They just want to go their whole life having sex with different women, but they really like their best friend, just not in a gay way. So we're just going to build our life together as best friends and work with each other to bang women. I don't know. This is the most douchey thing I've ever said. I've said a lot of douchey shit.
Anyway. Sounds like every college frat kid. It sounds like every
I was only
kid.
19 and 20 years old at the time, so...
Yeah, it's funny the things you say.
It's in like the heat of
at 19, like, yeah, dude, let's just get married and we can fuck chicks the rest of our life. We don't need love in our lives. We just need to fuck.
We have each other's love. We have love of friendship.
You guys clearly don't have love. You needed love in your life. That's why you fucking are making a bromance thing, and you guys are making up stupid shit. You're fucking lost. That's why you're coming up with stupid shit
true.
like let's go bang lesbians. You guys are lost.
That's true.
You guys go to bars, and if if a guy like rubs your arm, you're like, dude, that's fucking gay.
I never was like that.
Oh, you
I would
really?
probably just rub
really,
somebody's
Dan?
arm and make them think I'm gay.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, I joke about that, but no.
Dude, you ever been to frat parties, man?
Yeah.
Those kids.
It's a great time. Like, I went to Central.
Central's
A
one
lot.
of the greatest places ever created.
I never attended a single
Dude,
class there, but I went there for a semester.
Dude, we could have been at the same party, bro.
Probably.
Because you're 29, right?
Yeah, we're the same age.
I'm 30.
Well, I'm
turning
30.
31.
When are you turning 31?
January 2nd.
Oh, okay,
Holy
so you're a
shit,
year older
this
than
went
me.
by
You're a year older
quick.
than me.
Yeah, I went to Central a lot.
Yeah.
Lots of
Delta
crazy
Chi had the
nights.
best parties.
Delta, dude, holy I think my friends... Is Delta Chi a frat or...
It's a frat.
I haven't been at Delta Chi.
There was one frat party.
Are they red and yellow? No, that's Central
No, I
colors.
think they were. I don't remember their colors.
Well, all I know is I
Because
went to a lot of...
when I first went there in the fall of 2009 and then spring of 2010 for St. Patrick's Day, they were the coolest frat because they didn't stop anybody from coming to their parties. So they'd have like 300-man parties at Port in the street, right?
Yeah.
And the women there were fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like wild.
Yeah.
Like fuck you on the porch wild, where there's hundreds of people around.
Oh, I had never been to that party.
Oh, yeah, it was a great time.
That sounds awesome.
It was fun.
That sounds
a
great.
lot of fun.
Sounds dirty as shit, but I like it.
Yeah, so grimy.
So dirty.
And they would like have people on the roof pouring pitchers of beer down that you just have to stand under like a beer fountain, basically. Like it was an awesome. Cops always busted that party up.
I never
eventually.
understood those people that lived in those houses, and you walk in and you would stick to the floor.
Yeah.
And you would just be like, oh, this is so sad.
But because there was a couple times the girl's like, oh, this is the president of the frat, and she'd grab me, and I have no idea who this person is. And I'm not even a student, let alone in this frat, let alone the leader of it. But I'm 18 years old, so like, yeah, hey, what's going on?
You take it, dude. You take that shit.
So why
yeah, I am the first. And then you got 3 girls on you.
And so why she's blowing me, you're just like, I have no idea what's going on right now. In front of everybody.
She's sucking your dick. You're like, you're the president, right? You better not be lying. Oh, you better not be lying to me.
Like, I'm the president.
I'm about to
I'm the
come.
greatest-
Also,
I'm the greatest president of all time.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm about to come, and also, I'm not the president. And I came. Yeah, I used to. Do you ever go to like the Deerfield apartment parties?
oh yeah, my
Where you
buddy
just-
lived. I think my buddy lived there for a while.
Those were great. I remember one time we would just walk. We were walking, and I heard music, and I just walked into the apartment.
I do that all the time.
Just walked in. I
do
thought
that
it was a
all
party.
the time.
I thought it was a party. No, it was it was
Yeah.
like seniors.
I almost
when
got
they
my
started
ass
getting
beat
to-
one time.
Yeah, it was crazy too.
I walked
'cause-
in on a party of wrestlers.
Yeah,
I just acted, and I was drunk and tweaking on like 7 Adderall, and I was like, I'll get I had a bunch of cash in my pocket because I had like $400-500 in my pocket. I was like, I'll get $500 if I can whoop my ass. Like I was ready to fight.
So
it was one of
stupid.
those nights.
So
I don't know
stupid.
what was going on, and I didn't realize it was the wrestling team's house I just walked into, and they're like, "Is this guy serious? Because I'm gonna whoop his ass for that money." And my buddy's like, "He's," and I just walked into their house. By the way, I didn't knock. I was just like, "Fuck it," like it was. Woo!
Yeah, I did that, and I walked up with my friend. He's like, "You can't just do it." I'm like, "Dude, they're having a party. It's gonna be fine." I walk in, and it's just like, it's like the sophisticated, not sophisticated. It's just like the more adult people, like the people. They're still drinking on Friday night, but they're not out partying like us degenerates.
Yeah.
And it's just like a few friends drinking some wine, listening to music, and I walk in. I'm like, "What's up, bitches?" And they're like,
Dude,
and they're like,
you had
they're
the
like,
same tactic I did. This is
they're like-
amazing.
And they're like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, and it turned out actually it was one of my friend's cousins. I somehow brought that. It was fine. It was somehow fine. I knew them and it was fine. But, and then one time that was the same night I got chased out of Trout Hall by an RA. We snuck into Trout Hall. I walked into the first room and I saw this like girl like studying, and I was like, "What's up? We're fucking wasted." And she's like, "What'd you say?" And then the next thing you know, this girl slides. She's in one of those rolly chairs, right?
Right.
She slides down her desk, dude, grabs a walkie-talkie, and she's like, "There's drunk people," or some shit. And me and my one friend just walks away because he's smart. I run for my life like I'm being chased by the FBI. I run. And the funny thing is, Trout Hall has like the staircase on the outside. It's like all glass. So if you saw it, you could see me running. Like you could see me running up the hill, and I'm going up top, and I'm going up higher and higher, just like a movie. You're not supposed to go higher, Justin. So I'm running away, and she's chasing me down the hall. And then I got out the other side real quick, and then we went down the railroad tracks and escaped.
I had a fake military ID back then.
Yeah. You're on your way to go to the military.
That's where I got it from. Was people there?
Wait, did you get your ID before you joined?
For the Army, you get like a recruit ID, but it says like U.S. Army all over it, and it's got your picture on it.
And people just see that and think you're 21?
Yeah, they think you're 21, and they'll let you in anywhere because they don't know that they don't read it.
Dude, do you remember West Side? Or not West Side, Wayside, the club?
Yes. I only went there twice. I started waiting tables there.
You could wait tables there?
I was drunk.
Yeah.
So I just grabbed a tray and started handing out shots like I worked there.
Oh, okay. Wait, were people giving you money? God damn, Dan. This is insane.
I just picked up the tray. I had fun back then. I was a wild card though. Like I was that guy.
Yeah.
I was the wild card.
Were you the friend that like everybody's like, all right, we love this kid, but also
we don't know where
this.
we don't know where this night's going.
That was me.
This
too.
could go really bad or amazing night.
Yeah.
That night was half and half.
I used to be the
For
kid.
me and one other friend, it was a great time.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody else in the group hated me.
Yeah. We had I was during that time I was the kid who always every time I hated tequila, but I always had a pint of tequila in my back pocket. Just so I could like walk around and be cool and like share it with people.
I got kicked out of that bar for a minute. They're like, "Hey, we can see that you have a whole fifth of Fireball in your back pocket." I was like, "Oh, my bad, man." So I just went and set it outside. Came back in, started working again.
Jesus.
I'm gambling on pool. I'm not even a good pool player. Like I'm just having a wild night.
That's crazy.
I had too much money. I had no responsibilities at the time because I had like a shitty little apartment.
How'd you have money?
I was waiting tables, and I had like $500-600 on me that week.
That's what's up.
And I was just like, "Fuck it." I woke up the next morning at some chick's house.
As you do.
I do remember from the night before she was locked out, and I said, "If I can get you into your house, you want to watch a movie?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." She was cute, you know. I was good looking back then, so I broke into her house.
Because you're a felon.
Because I have a history, and I remember she's like, "We can't have sex, but we can do other things." So she sucked my dick for like 3 hours.
You know, when women say that, you know, it's usually like, you couldn't get past it?
I was like, whatever.
You pussy.
I sucked
You
my dick
call
for
it a
3
pussy?
hours. Whatever. That's what you want to do.
Yeah. I always am like, I'll always accept
She
it.
wakes me up the next morning, though. Mind you, I thought I was at my friend, because we're in the same apartment complex area. I thought I was at my friend's house, who was a chick, with all my other friends. She's like, "Hey, you got to go. My boyfriend's on the way."
Oh!
And I was
That's
like-
why she couldn't have sex.
and I was
She's like, I can still be good.
Yeah, I was like, "Excuse me?" I was like, "Oh, I'm tight with Kristen." You know, I just try to go back because I'm fucking, you know, I had like probably 8 or 9 Adderall by the end of the night.
Yeah, how'd you even sleep?
Oh, I was fucking that drunk. And I'm sure I was snoring. So this chick's probably like, "What the fuck? I can't wake him up." After I passed out.
She's like, "You gotta leave because I gotta go brush my teeth to get your dick tasted."
Yeah, my boyfriend's on the way over. I was like, "Oh, I'm friends with Kristen." You know, she's like, "Who the fuck is Kristen?" I was like,
"The girl who lives here."
Yeah, you know, your roommate. She's like, "I have no idea. Do you know where you're at right now?" I was like, "No, actually, now that you mention it, I have no idea where I am, and I'm kind of fuzzy on how I got here." Like the group of friends I was with earlier, like my one buddy Mike was pissed because they just abandoned me across town in Central. I was that fucking much of a ridiculous drunk that night. Me and my buddy drank a whole box of Franzi on the way there.
Jesus. That's
5 liters of wine.
How did you not die the next day?
I was a champion.
No. Do you start drinking the next day too?
No. I just wanted to kill myself.
That's what I mean.
Oh.
Yeah,
I found my friend's house.
You bought a box. You drank a box of Franzi, which
On
is
the way there.
the worst. On the way there.
On the way there.
So
we showed up lit.
So you had to be dead already. Oh, but you're on. So you had Adderall.
So we had Adderalls.
Okay.
We get to my buddy Nick. He just started attending college there, and his roommate was being dropped off by his parents. And we just dump our backpacks out on his bed, and it's just like liquor, fucking weed, Adderalls, tons of fucking booze. And they're just like, "All right." And they were like good Christian people. You could tell. They're like, "All right, Tommy, enjoy your time at college." It's like, "Let's get fucked up." It's like me in the next room, like, "Woo!" Like I was so high energy, and the kids' parents are just like about to cry.
Oh, the parents were there.
They're still in the room, and I'm just fucking like, "Whoa, let's do this shit!"
Damn it, Dan.
And the thing is, like, everybody from our high school went to that school.
Yeah.
So really, when I went there, it was just like a giant high school
That's
reunion.
exactly what it was. The girls I was friends with in high school, all my like school life,
Yeah.
lived on the same floor
Yeah.
that my friends were on. So their girls' room was down the hall, the guys' room was down there. We knew everybody there. I'm glad I didn't go to Central for school because I probably would have failed.
Oh.
Because
My buddy was there for 6 years on a 4-year degree.
oh god,
Or 2 years.
yeah, I couldn't do it. Like it would have been too hard to concentrate on school.
No,
I would
had
not been
so
able to
much
school.
fun.
Exactly. It's too much fun. And then my friends would be like, yeah, you could go down to the cafeteria and you could eat all the fried food you wanted. And you're like, this is amazing.
I have so many fun stories from going to college.
Dude,
I
the
never
freshman
attended
15
class.
was created because the cafeteria. They're like, yeah, what do you expect to happen when all these kids are smoking weed and getting drunk and you can go to the cafeteria 24/7 and you can get ice cream all day and fried food? We're going to gain weight.
My brother Matt threw up on this porch. Okay, so this was St. Patrick's Day, our first time there. He's a big, ridiculous person. Like, I love him to death. But
Yeah.
Is
he bigger than you?
Oh yeah, he's an ox. Like, he's strong as shit though. Like he squatted like over 500 pounds in high school. Like he's a fucking monster. And so I always went there and had fun. I was talking to these two chicks out front, and it's late in the night, really late. And it was our first time there too. And St. Patrick's Day, I'm in like a full St. Patrick's Day regalia.
Okay.
It's going good. I'm like, I think I might be able to pull these two chicks. This is gonna be fucking fantastic.
You're going to pull two chicks by yourself?
So yeah, and so my brother rolls.
Okay. You must have looked really good back then.
I was very good, and I was smooth. I was smooth back then, and
Did you have the same laugh?
yeah.
Hey,
I've
ladies. Hey, ladies.
It's a genetic thing. Everyone in my family has a ridiculous
for
laugh.
real?
It's everybody.
I would
does.
love to sit in a room with your family and hear
It's
that.
awful. I got the cackle when I was like 16. I was like, here we go.
That's awesome.
And you just can't help it. It's like going through puberty. You would develop a shit laugh.
Did you remember the first time it happened? You're like,
I was
oh
scared.
shit.
I was like, I sound like my aunts.
I think I got my terrible laugh from making fun of somebody, and then it just stuck. And
Yeah.
it was like the world, like when your grandma tells you keep making that face, you're gonna get it all your life, and you're like,
Start laughing obnoxiously.
and
you can never stop.
and you can't stop. And they're like, is that your laugh? Yeah.
It is. It's like it sounds so fake. I was like, I wish it was.
It's not. So is that what happens when you cry too?
It does. I'm there.
That's so terrible. We're at a funeral, Dan. Stop laughing. I'm not. I'm crying.
So uncomfortable right now. I don't know how to process emotion.
All right, so you're with these two hot chicks.
And my brother, we've been drinking heavily, and he smashed like a whole fifth of 99
Again,
berries.
your stats on the alcohol that you drank 20 years ago is insane.
10.
Or 10. Okay.
So like we passed fifths around too, because that's like I always had like 3 or 4 fifths in me when I went to Central.
What do you? Okay, never mind. You're at Central. We're at Central.
Yeah, we're at Central
I'm
St.
sorry.
Patrick's Day,
That
2010.
makes more sense now. You have
All right.
two.
And so my buddy grabs, like, switches fists. Like, hey, let's take a drink out of each other's fists. They had different stuff. I was like, oh, okay. It was fun, you know?
Yeah.
And my brother drinks like half of this guy's fifth and one, like, just chugs like half of this fifth of vodka. I was like, fucking, this guy's a monster. So the guy hands our fifth back and looks at his, like, one, this isn't fair.
I wouldn't think fair. I'd be like, dude, how did you do that?
And then, so we're going, and we're drinking 99 berries, which is 100 proof, you know, it's 50% alcohol. My brother finishes it off.
That's 50%.
Yeah. And it's always cut it in half, so it's 190 proof. It would be
Well, I know. I'm
ridiculous.
saying, but that's 50%.
Yeah, 99 berries.
I didn't know that was 50%.
Yeah, that's why it's called 99 berries. It's 99 proof. So,
Whoa.
yeah.
No wonder why we were getting so fucked up.
Yeah, right?
All right, go on. So now he drank half. He
So
drank a
he
fifth
just
of that.
lays. So I'm making out with this one chick at this one party. I think her name was Nikki. She was nice. She had the biggest tits I've ever seen in my life, still to this day. And sweet girl.
Like biggest areolas or
No,
biggest?
biggest. Like one was like.
Oh, her whole boob.
Was
Now was the
huge.
areola the whole size of the?
No, it was like it was
a good nipple-
proportionate.
good nipple.
It was proportionate.
Okay, that's good.
But anyways, somebody comes knocking on the bathroom upstairs while I'm having fun. I'm about to like get it in, and fucking.
I didn't. You are such a. You're that guy, dude.
He's like, "Hey, man, your brother just took out a whole fence." And I was like, "What?" I was like, well, "I guess I gotta go," you know. So I'm pissed. So I go downstairs and he's sleeping on top. You know those orange divider construction fences?
Yeah.
He's just sleeping on top of it. Like he took out like 3 barrels and just passed out. And I was like, it's amazing. So I wake him up. We leave. So what happened? I was like, you fucking dickhead. He just cock blocked me like crazy. So then we're walking. and there's these two chicks on a porch, and I'm just like,
Oh, this is before.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
So then I walk up to these two chicks and start talking to them because I was bold back then. I'd talk to anybody. I still do that to an extent. I was like,
Me
hey,
too.
what's
I just
going
came
on?
close.
And it's working, and they're feeling me. You know, we're doing shots together. We're laughing. And then my brother's sleeping on their porch, like laying face down on their porch. He gets up.
So you're walking away from because your brother was passed out.
Yeah, so
you're about to on your way home,
we're walking back to the dorms where we're staying.
but you saw a party.
I saw more girls. I'm like, let's go talk to them. They
Oh,
seem nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I go up, and then I start talking to him, and it's going well. He goes and sits on their porch, then lays down, and then passes out. And I'm just like, whatever. He's safe.
Hey guys, you can talk. I'm gonna take a nap here.
He's safe. He rolls over out of nowhere though once it's getting really nice and this is about to go somewhere, and just throws up all over their porch and just goes, fucking raspberry. And they're just grossed out and go inside, and you just hear like the door lock, and it's just like, thanks, man. That was great of you to do. Like,
Dude, cockblock twice. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's skills.
He's going for the trifecta. Here we go. So then two girls walk up from a party we had just left a minute ago that I left with the big-titted chick with. And she's like, hey, I told you I just wanted a one-night stand, and then you just left with that fucking slutty blonde and stopped talking to me. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So I start talking to that chick again. Like, all right, this is like a for sure lock. She came and tracked me down.
Oh, she tracked you.
Yeah. And so then I see my brother start walking towards the dorms,
excited.
and he turns the wrong direction, and he's hammered. He's going the complete wrong way of getting back to the dorms. And I'm like, fucking, I love him. It's like, hey, I gotta go. Like, I gotta
Why don't
go.
you take her with you?
It was because she wanted to go back to her place then and now. And I was like, nah, I gotta go. She's like, no, you need to come. And I was like, I can't. So I had to go track this big fucking ox down and like lead him back.
You couldn't hear him with his fucking bell? You didn't have his bell on today?
I should have just followed the trail of destroyed fences.
Could have just followed the puke trail.
He has a record. I think he's smashed probably like 37 fences there. Like, I don't know. Like, and I mean legit.
Why
wood
is he
ones,
hitting
too.
fences?
I don't know. He's always on the fence about something. Anyways, and so we go back to the dorm. Me and my buddy Nick are talking. I was like, dude, I'm not ready to go to bed. You want to go see if we can find some Tang? And I was like, I was such a prick back then.
How late is it?
It's 3 a.m. But it's St. Patrick's Day. And the party's.
But everybody was day drunk. So like,
it's starting to wind down.
If you're making it to 3 a.m. on St. Patrick's Day at Central,
I was a champion.
That's impressive.
So we go out and
because I passed out by like 4
We
o'clock.
happened to find a guy from high school sitting there with two chicks.
This is not real.
It was luck.
Isn't that amazing?
It
By
was
Central,
luck.
Central is a fairy tale land.
Yeah.
There you don't hear stories like this unless you're at Central.
Yeah, and so like we're talking to him, and the one chick's really bitchy, and the guy we've seen from the two guys we've seen from high school just like go inside, and then she goes with them, and then the one chick just hangs out outside. I'm like, all right, what's
The
going on?
non-bitchy one.
Yeah, and she's like just hanging out, and then like we're sitting down at the picnic table, and then we both feel a hand like go at the same time, and I was like, oh, I guess this is. All right, I guess I am getting laid tonight. And so we went back to my brother's car, and we just had a three-way in the fucking backseat of a car in Central's parking lot. Meadow Lawn's parking lot.
This isn't Oxboy.
No, this is my buddy. Just my buddy Nick. And we just have a three-way with this chick. And we promised her we'd drive her back to the apartment when we were done. But neither of us had keys, nor were we able to drive. So we get done after like an hour and a half of shit. And then she's just like, all right, can you guys take me back now? It's like, oh, I don't have the keys. Let me go get them. And then we just disappeared into the evening. I don't know.
That is the dirtiest thing I've heard in a long time.
I was such a bastard.
You couldn't even give her a ride home after you guys tag teamed her.
Yeah.
Wow, damn.
I had fun at Central.
I guess I thought I had fun.
That was just the first.
I thought I had fun. That was one night.
Yeah,
that was
the first night we went there.
Wait, that was your first night ever at Central?
Yeah, it was 2010 St. Patrick's Day. It was so fucking fun.
Jesus Christ, dude.
There was times we went there where we fought an entire fraternity and like destroyed their house and won, which was like a kung fu movie night.
How many people? Okay, can we talk about this?
Yeah, I mean, I think statutes of limitations are done. So.
How many people? Wait, so I don't. Can we talk about it?
Yeah, there was like 3 of us, and we probably beat the hell out of about 30 people that night.
Why did you guys beat them up?
All right.
Don't tell me. Also, I don't even want to hear the story if you're like, well, we were drinking and then we wanted to go beat some people up.
No. That's not what happened. So It was me and my brother and two buddies. One buddy was the first time he's ever been to Central with us. We always hear us telling about the awesome times we have there. So it's like, let's go.
Oh, so he's like, yeah, I need an adventure.
I need to go. This sounds amazing. And there's no parties going on for some reason. So it's hard to find a party.
Was it fucking Greek week during the week?
I don't know what it was.
I can't stand that Greek week bullshit. And they're like, oh, I'm in a frat. I can't party. Stop being so fucking lame.
Yeah, it was weird because there was nothing going on.
Yeah.
And then like this one chick's like, hey, like we found two chicks sitting on the back of their porch smoking cigarettes.
How is there always two chicks?
I've got a skill.
This is amazing.
And so I go up and hand him like one of my fists because again I always have like 4 fists on me when I go to Central. I was like, hey,
Did you wear cargo pants for all these?
Oh yeah.
What, you did?
I had cargo shorts.
You fucking lame. And you're tag teaming women with cargo shorts on.
Yeah.
You're the hero. You're the hero that every dad needs. You were fucking chicks with cargo shorts on and fists.
Yeah.
You were that guy.
Mm-hmm. So they tell us about a fraternity around the corner. That usually always has a party to go check it out. I can't even remember the name, honestly, to this day.
All right.
So we go over there and we meet up with a couple buddies from high school who happen to be going to the same party. I'm like, all right, sweet, let's go. And this was probably a month after that St. Patrick's Day event, so same year. And we go up in there and I throw the fifth like on the glass door and like pound on the door, like let's fucking party because they had the door locked. And they're like, oh, the guy brought booze, bring him on in, let's have fun. That was a skill that I never didn't get into a party as long as I just put liquor on the front door, like to see through the window. Like, all right, he's not coming to mooch. He's bringing something to the table here. So we go inside. My buddies are playing beer pong. I go in the kitchen and they're talking about sports and stuff like that. I'm like, all right.
Oh, so it's not a party. It's just
No. It's a major party. I just go into the kitchen where there's like a group of guys just happen to be talking about sports at the time. Like there's probably like 50 people at this party, 60 people, and it's a small house. It's one of those jam packers. So we're talking, and this guy starts talking, and I'm like, oh, we're supposed to have some people coming out of my old high school, actually, to be on your team next year. And he's like, man, where do you go to school at? And I told him, he's just like, well, people from there just fucking trash anyway, so I don't want them fucking here. I don't even know why people like you are at our party. And I was just like...
Oh, what team did they play on?
Port Huron.
I mean, like, what do they play? Football, baseball?
They were talking about football, but this guy, I don't think he was athletic at all. I don't know why he was even being this confident.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
So I'm just like, so I shoved him. I was like, dude, what the fuck is
Why'd
this
you
guy?
shove him?
He was being a dick. Like, he called us all trash and everything. He doesn't know why my trashy stuff was at that party. I was just like, what the? It took a weird turn. And I was kind of itching.
Yeah, no, but those happen at all the fraternities. All the fraternities I've ever been into where people, like, I'm there and I don't know anybody, they always find you. They're like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Because you're the most fun one. Because you're always the one having the most fun. And you're the loudest probably, right? That's me.
Yeah.
So every party I go into, everybody knows me. And I'm like, why does everybody know me and hate me?
We need to go to a party together.
We do. It'd be wild.
Like get some Ubers set up.
Dude, I went to a party, man, and I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
I took my whole day was wasted.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on. So you're at this party. You pushed a kid because he's like, you suck at sports.
No. He just called us white trash. Like people from that area are just white trash.
I mean,
people.
was he wrong?
I mean,
was he
no,
wrong?
but at the time it was just like the way he said it was just like.
Dan, did you hear your previous story when you stole a car that you thought was yours, but
Right,
then you
while
drove it
wearing
back
swimming
while
trunks
lost and
half-naked.
also drove a car into a ditch and then fucking broke into a house for a Band-Aid?
No, for sure.
I just needed a Band-Aid, so
Again,
I broke in.
I'm only 18 years old at this time. So,
Yeah.
you know,
So, all right, go on.
idiot.
I'm sorry. I'm just adding.
So I push him. It gets broken off. I'm like, whatever. People are like, hey, you guys, like, both of you need to just chill out. You're going to have to leave. Like, you know what? You're right. I was like, it's cool. My buddy's like, dude, I don't want to get kicked out. This party rocks. Like, fucking stop. I was like, all right, good. So I go back in the kitchen. And I go up to the guy. I was like, hey, things got heated there.
Oh, you were trying to apologize.
Yeah, I was like, hey, things got fucking heated there. My one buddy followed me into the kitchen. And we're just like, hey, things got heated there. Upset, whatever. And the guy just is like, yeah, go fuck yourself. Like a douchebag. And I was just like, you know what? So I fucking elbowed him in the face, like hit him. And he dropped. And I was like, no, because he's in the frat that we're at.
It was like you just went up to like the fucking general dude and you were like, the captain, you killed him. Who's the guy? It was like, yeah, you went to the head of.
So he like slow-mo fell like in my head, like when I listen, like think
Did
about
your
it
heart
to this.
go to your ass?
I was just, yeah, I was like, we're fucked.
Wait, were you more scared because you did it to like everybody was gonna beat your ass, or that you thought you killed a kid?
Oh no, because I thought everybody was gonna destroy me because there was a lot of people there, and we knew like there was 4 of us and then 2 people we knew from high school, and then there's about 30 frat boys there. and then about 20
frat boys
chicks
protect those brothers.
stuff.
Man. They all paid,
and they were all in the
they
kitchen.
all paid for the brothership,
and they were all in the kitchen. But back then we used to fight a lot, so it's not like we were shitty fighters either. And my one buddy just goes back to back. He screams back to back. So we're in the kitchen just fucking swinging on everybody, just fucking throwing punches. People are dropping. Fucking, we're getting hit. And we're just trying to make our way to the door, which had like a narrow hallway. So it was like 300. Their numbers didn't matter because they couldn't surround us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're just moving back. Our one buddy just disappears.
Yeah, I would have.
He goes and hides.
Fucking ran.
He's trying to get laid still.
As you're the smart person.
Yeah, we get out the front door, which is down a long hallway. And we get out and we go right there. We're just like punching our fists together. Like anybody that comes out that door gets hit. Like that's what's happening.
Why did you run?
Right? No, because we're not fucking backing down. We're kind of winning to this point. And now we're on like an adrenaline high.
And you just want to beat
Let's
the shit out of
fucking
them.
do it. Now we're just like, now we're getting a story. We're getting a story out of this. All right. And so people start pouring out of the front door, and we're just like we said, anybody that walks out that door.
This is a movie.
Yeah. And dudes, chicks, it didn't matter. We're just getting knocked the fuck out. And it's like there's a staircase right next to the front door that was on the deck. So there's like people just starting to accumulate at the bottom of this staircase. And then my brother Matt is in the back. They didn't realize he was with us, and he's like a one-hit quit guy. Like he's an ox, and he's just beating people up in the back of the line, mass of people trying to get out the door to kick my ass and my other buddy's ass. I get tackled off the porch.
Oh, your friend wants to beat your ass because you.
No. Everybody trying to get outside wants to beat the shit out of us, but they don't realize my brother's in the back beating the shit out of people trying to get out the front door. And they're just kind of locked into this little narrow corridor. It was just like the movie 300, basically.
Oh my god!
And we're just swinging away. Eventually, somebody tackles me off the porch and gets to my buddy. I go flying into the yard. I'm getting beat up. I see my buddy Garrett fighting like two dudes on the porch. I get held down, each arm like on the ground, face down. I'm getting kicked in the fucking face, And I was just like, I get an arm free and I grab his ankle because he was just like, "You're fucked now, bitch." And I was like, "No, you're fucked." I was like, "Matt, help!" So I'm just getting the shit beat out of me. And my brother Matt, who at the time was like 275, 280, but he runs like a 4.540 time. Like he's fast. He just comes. You just hear like a horse. You can hear the toot, and he does like a flying knee to the guy.
Oh my god!
And then the guy falls on top of me, and he's knocked out cold. But my brother Matt thinks the guy jumped on top of me to like get at me, so he starts stomping the dude's fucking head in. Like, get the fuck off of him. And my brother's just kicking the shit out of this guy. And then the two guys holding me down are just like, "What the fuck?" And they just let go. And I get up. I knock those fucking guys out. Somebody comes up behind me and puts their arm around my chin for like a headlock. But they didn't have it like below my chin. So I just bit straight through his bicep and like just ripped the chunk out of him. And, yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, dude, it was nuts. And then fucking, I see my brother. He gets tackled by this guy, Barry, who was there, was a very nice guy. And he's like, "Dude, you guys got to stop fighting. Just leave." And my brother's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll leave." And the guy lets him go like an idiot. And my brother just knocks him the fuck out right away. So then the cops show up. You just see fucking red and blue lights fly up and cop cars come flying in because this is like a fucking brawl just broke. Now everybody's fighting everybody out there.
Yeah.
And you just scatter. Oh, yeah. This poor Chinese kid. Okay, hold on. There was one kid I felt really, really bad about.
I came to Central for math.
Yeah, I felt really bad about because he ran out the door and like we both hooked each arm on him and just started punching him in the face together, like brutally beating this kid up and threw him off the porch. And he was nice. He shouldn't have came out the front door.
Was he out there just to see what was up?
Like I said, anybody that came out the front door was getting beat up because we didn't know who was going to be doing what. It's survival mode at that point.
Yeah. So
have you ever been in a fight?
Yeah.
Like how many?
Not. I haven't been in a Hollywood action film.
Right.
No.
So then
what? So they said scatter. What happened?
So we run. My brother Matt. We get separated because we all just run. My brother Matt though. He goes to a wooden fence and he can't jump over it. So he just kicks it down. Like a privacy fence. Like he just kicks the boards out and closes through it.
God.
And then we're running, and I call, buddy up. I'm like, dude, I don't know where the fuck anybody is. Like, nobody's answering. I'm just, like, walking through Central, like, Garrett! Garrett! Like, just calling my buddy's name. Like, I don't know. And then the Chinese kid finds me, and he's just got gauze and shit shoved all over his face. Like, why did you guys do that? And he was with my buddy that disappeared. Like, they somehow met up. Like, oh, hey, we found you guys. Where the fuck were you? Like, he was the only one not fighting, which pissed us off more than anything. And then we all get back over.
Where was he at? Was he? I hope he was banging a girl.
He was trying to hit on girls still while the fight's going on. It was a shitty thing to do.
And all the girls, and he's like, yeah, I wonder what's happening outside. So anyway, what do you girls do?
Yeah, essentially, like he's that guy. So we all get back together, and we didn't go back to Central for like a year. Like, my brother left his cell phone, and he got a call from the police. Like, hey, we got your cell phone here. You can come get it. We want to talk to you, ask you a few questions anyways. My brother's just like, keep it. Never got picked it up.
Keep it.
We're not going back there.
Wow, Dan. I thought my adventures at Central were crazy.
Oh, dude.
I snuck into a few parties. Went to Wayside.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
I had some times, man. You know what else? You know what my biggest move was, though? Was just pretending I knew people.
Yeah.
And it always worked.
Yeah.
Like, there was these two good-looking girls, and they were going to this party that we couldn't get into. And they walked. I was like, oh, what's going on, man? I've been looking everywhere for you girls. Like, oh, hey, what's going on? Oh, where have you been? I'm just like, you're so dumb.
Dude, I remember one part, the best one I remember of me sneaking in was it was a group of us. We went to this I think it was a frat house. And we walk in, and my one friend, like, gets accepted, but they look at me and my other friend who actually went to Central. They are like, hey, you two can't come in. I'm like, but we're with him. And my buddy looks at us. He waves. And he's like, sorry, guys. And we're like, fuck you, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And so we go back out, and we're like, oh, that's just a fluke. We'll come back in. So we tried to walk back in. And they're like, no, get the fuck out. And so we're like, wow, dude, but our friend's in there. Mm. So we're like, we'll go to the side door. So we're like, there's a side door. So we snuck in, and then somebody came in the kitchen like, who the fuck are you guys? And we're like, God damn, they're everywhere, Mm. And so they kicked us back out, and now I go to the back of the house to pee because we're waiting for our friend. We're like, we don't know what to do. We're like, we were supposed to hang out all night. I guess we should have left him because he left us technically.
Right.
He's like, oh, they can't come in. We can't come in. So I'm pissing on a tree behind their house. I look up, and the windows are real high in the house on the ground. They're about 8 foot up. And I look in, and I see a kid I know from our hometown, and I know him because he went there, and he was like, holy shit. And I was like, holy shit. And so he opened up the window because there was a dance floor in the living room. He picked us up through the window in the living room to sneak us into the party. And then totally over the pants fingered a chick. It was hot. You know what I mean? It was hot. And then we left, dude. And then, like, those kids, I think, knew we were still there. They were like,
third time. You get if you get past this 3 times, you can stay.
I mean, the party was cool though. I mean, there was good music, hot women. That's the thing with Central parties, man. There was always so many hot women, and everybody. I wish I had a bigger set of balls back then.
Do you know that party store that's like in the middle of like all the party houses? I think it's right on that main street there. It's like it's in like where all the frat houses are. Where all the frat houses are. That street, there was like a party store, like a corner party store, really small one.
Yeah.
And it would always be packed. We probably stole like $300 to $400 worth of beer out of that store. God. And we would sell it.
I don't even know if I should be on this podcast. I don't even know if I can be associated with you.
So, like, okay, this is what would happen.
You were the guy that was going to fight for our country.
That's right.
Jeez. Wow. You did. You need to. There's this age restriction. Lift it so Dan can go learn some fucking life skills.
They won't take me. I looked last year. Felony.
You're like, dude, you guys don't even know my fighting skills. I can beat the shit out of any frat guy.
Now too, because I train. But no, I couldn't. But,
I don't know that party store. I've probably been there.
But anyways, so it was packed, like line out the door packed.
Oh.
And it was just like.
So you just walk in.
And we noticed they're not checking anything. Like there's nobody at the door. And so we're like, we could probably just walk in, grab 2 cases, and we'll just walk out like we paid for it. So my one buddy tried it first, and then I tried it, and then my brother did it. And then there was a frat house right across the street, and we sold them for $20 a case. And sold like 4 or 5 of them. And they kept like 2 of them for ourselves. It was like,
this is terrible.
I love that school. I
That
never
school- that
ever
school is great.
enrolled. I never took a class.
It's the greatest school. And when people say like there's a party school, I don't know what it is, but every time I've ever been to Central has been one of the funnest nights of my life.
Yeah. Like there was a time we went there when because my one buddy loved it so much he did decide to enroll there when he was like 24.
But also it's like a certain time. Like I knew I was getting too old for it when I went there, and like the younger kids would come in to party, and then like they were the cool kids, but I'm like, I'm so much cooler than you.
Yeah.
But I'm older than you, so it's like
you're
they
too
were
old to be
18
there.
and I'm 21, and I'm like,
You stick out. It's like the old guy in the club.
yeah. And that's why when I go to bars now and I see like these like
Like,
younger
I don't
kids
like
drinking,
it.
I'm like, am I the old guy?
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm the old guy now.
That's why I like night before Thanksgiving going to like a bar, because it's everybody that you know is back in town
Yeah.
for the holiday.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, what's going on?
That's the funny thing about the holidays too. Like we didn't need like a high school reunion at our school because we have the beer tent in Richmond.
Right.
And so like everybody there, you would see everybody. Everyone would go to the beer, which is, I don't know if it's sad or cool, because we're like,
It's sad. It's sad. I used to think that was such a cool place growing up as a
did
kid, but
too.
after I went to a few, I'm like, oh, this is depressing.
yeah. Oh, you're that. Oh, I couldn't do that. I mean, I almost needed to go to LA to say that I got out of here a little bit, for at least a little bit. And I got around. I mean, I'm still at home with my parents, but the only reason is because of COVID. I'd still be in LA. And I can say that now because that's actually true. But the thing is, like, I don't, like, the experience is, like, I'm so happy, dude, that I got into comedy because I've traveled so much because of comedy. And it's just like, you got to get out of this hometown thing. You got to.
Oh, no. I want to move out of state so bad.
Yeah.
But my wife, she's one of those people that like her family.
Yeah, I'm the same thing. That was the hardest thing for me was to move away because of my family.
Yeah.
And like when I talked to Marcus, like he was like, because we're going to Oklahoma City actually the 17th. We have a show. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that flyer,
Yep. So we got the 17th. We'll be in Oklahoma City at Gushers
I
Lounge.
went to a comedy club in Youngstown that day. That should be fun.
Young Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. Yeah, like so we're driving all the way down there, and then we're gonna go to Dallas after too, because Marcus is headlining in Hyenas. So, Marcus, but he's looking at me. He's like, dude, we should just go down there for fucking 4 weeks. We should just do a month. We should just do this. We should. I'm like, but dude, it's Thanksgiving and then it's Christmas Eve. And he's like, you and your fucking family holidays.
You're going to make the most money doing shows during that time, though. Like, you're going to make a lot of money.
I'm not going to make shit.
No.
I'm not fucking getting booked for that.
Right.
I'm going to go down there to do open mics. And like, I'm down for it. For sure. I'm down to do things. But I'm like, okay, we're doing open mics on Thanksgiving. Woo woo!
No, I wouldn't do an open.
I'm all about comedy whenever it is, but there's some times where I'm like, I don't need to be on this open mic during Thanksgiving. And don't say I don't grind and all this shit because I'm not. No, don't say like. But people would say that, be like, oh, well, you're not about it. I am about it. It's fucking Thanksgiving.
It's called valuing your time.
Yeah. I'm like, also, I think I'll be okay without an open mic on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, one day. I think I can miss one day.
I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm going 7 days a week. I think I can miss one day on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's like, oh, and then I show up and then no one's there. See, I told you, and they're like, well, dude, you still need the time. I'll be okay.
Right.
So, like, I think it might have hindered it. I want to go down to, like, I want to figure it out in Dallas because that's where we're thinking about moving, and I want to go down there and I want to rent a place. He's like, we could get jobs and stuff. I'm like, yeah, sure. And he's like talking. He's like, we should just do this production thing. We should start producing podcasts and stuff. And I'm like, dude, I'm down for it. I'm down for all this shit. But then it's like it gets talked about, then we don't do it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I want to go, like, he wanted to go down there for about a month or whatever, and there was a point to that whole story. I don't know. There was a point to that. What was the point? I don't know.
Not doing stuff during the holidays.
Yeah. But we brought up family or something.
Well, oh, yeah.
Getting away.
Because I wanted to move.
You want to move away, yeah, and I want to move away too. Oh, we talked about family, like why it was hard for me to go to LA, and it was hard for me to start like living on my own just because I've been with my family so much, and then I feel selfish. But it's the thing with this thing is like the whole thing is selfish. So it's like you have to make that move, which sucks because I mean your family's always going to be there.
That's why, like, my wife's very supportive of me pursuing this, which is nice. It makes it a lot easier.
It's great that she is because it's probably good that she doesn't come see you because she'd be like, I am not supportive of this anymore.
Oh, she's seen me once, and I did every joke she hates just in front of her.
Did you do it on purpose?
Yeah.
What, so she wouldn't show up again?
No, just so she could see I don't give a fuck. Like,
oh, man.
It kind of like everybody there was like, dude, you just said jokes about your wife in front of your wife.
Did you put
everybody was laughing.
Did she put you in the doghouse for
No. She was just like, she's like, I fucking hate your jokes about me because none of them are true.
Oh, man. You say not. See, if I'm going to say something about somebody and they're not true.
They're true to an extent, but like when I talk about doing blackface in my bedroom during sex, she's like, that is not true and you shouldn't talk about it because I could get fired.
That's true. Also, I bet what you actually do in the bedroom is funnier than what you just said. You don't do blackface in the bedroom.
No, the Batman story is actually half true.
I told you what to do with that.
I don't remember what you told me to do with that.
I feel bad. I don't even want to talk about your wife. I've never met her. I'm not going to say anything about your wife and what she should do or how she looks or anything because I'm not going to offend anybody. Just, I know your joke would be better if you just said it the way I told you to.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It won't.
Keep saying that you do blackface in your bedroom.
I haven't said that in a while. I do love saying
it. Yeah,
it,
you probably shouldn't.
I love saying it.
Because the funny thing is you do look like a guy that would do blackface. And you'd be like, what? It's fine. It's fine.
There is part of me that thinks it's a little ridiculous how angry people get over that.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I saw a Halloween costume on the internet, and it was a black person dressed up as whiteface. They put white paint on.
It's just
hilarious. Then it was an angel costume, and then it had privilege on the chest. And it was white privilege. I'm like, that's funny. I'm not going to go fucking report you.
Right. Like Jimmy Fallon, they were trying to cancel Jimmy Fallon for doing blackface when he was on SNL for a skit, when he was impersonating Chris Rock. And it was actually spot on and hilarious.
Yeah. That's what sucks about certain jokes. They're funny. Like, I only saw the thumbnail, but like Akish Singh on Andrew Schultz's podcast.
Okay.
And one of the producers, like, they did whiteface. Like, Akish Singh
Dave Chappelle did whiteface for half of the Chappelle Show series, and it was hilarious every time. Like, nobody does white people better than Dave Chappelle.
No, why? Why? No, don't take her. Yeah. I don't get it. But anyway, how long have we been recording?
2 hours.
That's it?
It flew by.
I thought it felt like 3 hours.
Did it?
I thought it was about to be like 3 or 4 hours because it flew by.
It did fly by, I thought.
Yeah. So we're going to be down in Oklahoma and Dallas, and that's where I'm thinking about moving. Should I do it for 4 weeks? I don't know. Should I?
Do it.
I don't know about the Thanksgiving.
You don't know what could happen. What if you end up meeting somebody that can actually get you booked and paid on actual shows?
Have you met me? I'm Justin Essenmacher.
Have you met me? I've done that.
Have you met me?
And I'm
Justin
very,
Essenmacher.
very new at this.
I don't get that. I'm kidding. Actually, I do. From new people that haven't seen me. People who don't know me. They're like, oh, you're funny. You're funny.
Hey, are you that guy that
what?
Takes things and goes on stage? Are you that Justin Essenmacher?
What do you mean? Oh, you're a fucking idiot. You're an idiot, man. You put all your business out there. Doesn't mean you got to put my
I
business
didn't
out.
put it out there. I said things.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
Maybe you drink a lot of coffee.
I drink so much coffee. It's actually getting like doing. When I go over to Marcus's house, we drink about 3 pots of coffee.
I do think I do better when I have a cup of coffee before I go on stage.
It's just.
I think my mentality changes.
It's great.
That's what it is.
It's a great filler for alcohol.
Yes.
Because then you're like, oh, I'm not drink caffeine. But then you're like, why can't I sleep at night? Oh, probably because I had fucking 3 pots of coffee. I'm like, why am I sweaty? Why am I clammy? Why is my blood pressure high? Why can I not sleep? Because I'm drinking too much coffee, but I love it. Actually, on the way home, I'm probably going to stop at Tim Hortons. You know what I mean?
Tim Hortons does have decent coffee. I don't know why people like Starbucks.
People hate on
ass.
it. People hate on Tim Hortons. I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan.
I like Tim Hortons.
I like Starbucks more.
I think Starbucks is the shittiest coffee you can buy.
See, and people that don't like Starbucks say that. And I used to hate it, too. There's some things with Starbucks.
I drink black coffee.
I drink black
coffee,
coffee,
too. So if your black coffee tastes like ass, that means your coffee at its base is ass.
No.
Yeah.
Their coffee's
Hey,
great.
you want to know why our coffee's great? Because we put 900 other things than coffee in it.
What do they not put in it? What else do they put in it, huh?
Milk, sugar.
No, I drink their coffee black.
They put in
it's good.
cocoa shavings with whipped cream and caramel
That's
sauce.
not coffee, Dan.
Exactly,
Don't
it's not coffee.
We're not talking about. We're talking about frat.
Hey, can I get a triple whipple frappuccino on the rocks, please?
Starbucks
like
has
grow
coffee.
a fucking pair of testicles.
Tim Hortons
Let the pubes grow
Tim
up. Order a
Hortons-
black coffee. Be a man.
Jesus Christ. Tim Hortons serves that.
They
Too.
should come with a tampon.
A tampon?
A tampon.
What is this drink for? You know it'd be crazy if you and
I ran out of Midol. That's what this drink's for.
dude. Have you and Marcus ever done this podcast
No.
together?
No.
Oh my god.
Marcus likes me in short spans, like 5-minute increments.
You guys on this podcast would be interesting to see. Two very alpha talking male people that like get aggressive like that. It would be interesting to see. I was listening to our podcast and I was like, he doesn't like anything I say. He'll always go another direction. Anything I say, he goes another direction. And I'm like, what the? I was listening to that. I try to do a bit. I'll try to do a bit, and he's like, no, Justin, my bit's way better.
Well, I mean,
go ahead and say it. but say it without his dick in your mouth. Do it.
oh. Well, you know.
Yeah. Say it. I want to hear the thought. You better finish the thought now that you started it.
Oh, no, it was just a cheap slap joke to say his bits are better. But but no, my favorite pod you guys have done was the fight episode.
Yeah. You know what I realized, too? Thank you. I appreciate that, by the way. Go check it out. It's on YouTube. It's on all streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Thank you. But
I haven't watched a lot of them, but I did watch that one.
You know, there's too many podcasts to watch.
Yeah.
That's a thing I've realized. Like, I'm like, do I feel bad that I don't know all these podcasts? I can't. I'll watch your Instagram. Yes, and I was just thinking of Bad Friends.
That's one of the few I'll watch every time.
Yeah, and you know what I was realizing? I'm like, me and Marcus are bad friends on like a local level. I'm fucking Andrew Santino, but actually,
no, you're definitely more like Bobby Lee than.
Oh, but I bitch more about certain things. Marcus is actually very calm and collected about certain things that he doesn't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Like, he's very nonchalant about certain things. I am and about. Why would I be Bobby Lee?
You're erratic.
Yeah, I am erratic, actually. Very erratic. Have you ever seen Bobby Lee on like other podcasts when he does
It's
that
the
thing
same
where
exact thing.
Yeah, he does the thing where it's like people are saying things like, that's offensive. I'm like, I'm fucking pissed. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna fucking leave. I do that. Okay, I'm more Bobby Lee.
Have you watched Bert Kreischer's show The Cabin on Netflix yet?
I didn't watch it yet.
It's actually really funny.
Should I though?
It's actually pretty funny.
What did you think about him getting Jenner in it? Was it needed?
It was a great show without it, but that episode had cool parts outside of comedy in it. Because Caitlyn Jenner was like one of his dad, like Bert Kreischer's dad's like a huge track and field guy.
Oh.
Like big fan. So like to him, Bruce Jenner was like his hero. Like
Bert Kreischer, his hero
his dad's hero was Bruce Jenner. So he actually got like a video conference call so his dad could meet Caitlyn Jenner, and it was like a cool moment. Like they're just talking about the decathlon and all this other stuff, and like his dad was talking about like when you did that and came out of nowhere and won that for America as like a severe underdog, and we're so great, like you really were an American hero. And then Bert, like after the hang up, Bert's like, I want you to realize something. My dad hates athletes. Like he doesn't think that about athletes ever. Like you're the only person he thinks that about. So like he cried, which made me emotional.
That's weird, you know, because
it was a cool moment.
Is Bert saying that because Bert gave up on sports and his dad?
No,
not his dad. No,
Bert's actually athletic.
Yeah,
as
Bert
fuck.
Bert was supposed to go to like D1 Duke, play baseball.
Yeah,
and he gave it up.
Yeah, he wanted to go to Florida State and party for 10 years. I didn't realize Van Wilder was based off him.
No, it's not.
It is. It really is. They did a whole fucking magazine story on Bert when he was in college.
Get the fuck out
I'm
of here.
being dead serious. Like dead. You can look it up and check it. It was based on Bert Kreischer. Because he was that guy. He went to school just to party.
Yeah, but did he go to school for 10 years?
I think so. At least 7.
Really?
He was in Florida State for a long time.
Really?
A long, long time. And he had like that rock and roll magazine come out about him. Like Rolling Stone magazine did that article on him and shit like that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then he got on Travel Channel and shit like that. Interesting.
I didn't know that.
Mm.
Wow. Yeah, Yeah, so I gotta watch The Cabin. I also gotta watch the Comedy Store.
Oh my god!
I gotta get it.
I wish you'd have seen it all. You'll have to, after you watch that, you'll have to come on again.
I'll probably watch it today.
Okay, let me know whenever you watch it. I mean, you're always welcome back. So.
Come back. Okay. I really wanted to do that thing that we keep talking about where we have like a lot of comics.
I want to do the roundtable for sure.
I want to videotape all of it. I want it to be a thing.
I want it to be a nice monthly podcast.
Yeah.
Like I think that'd be so fucking fun.
If you have a microphone, no, you can't just open it up to the field. That's definitely got to be an invite only.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's gonna be. There's people that have heard about this and have asked if they can come, and I am like, I'll think about. I'll see. I'm trying to plan out the roster, but in my head I'm like, no, you're not coming to this.
I don't want to sound like that guy who sounds like. Since we're just talking about it, we're 4 hours in. I don't think anybody's gonna. Maybe they'll still hear. But when you start doing the podcast and you start doing the thing, and you like it, and then people just come out of you to nowhere and be like, "Can I be on your podcast?" It's like when you run a show too, and like, "Can I do your show?" And you're like, "Ah." But I've also been a new time person. But it's also like I don't like to be an asshole. I don't like to turn people down, and I don't like to do certain things. But also, it's like I'll ask somebody if I want you to be part of something.
Yeah. Well, it's like I've heard I haven't heard anything bad about this pod yet.
That's because no one listens to it.
No,
Dan.
I mean I'm getting views, but it's just like the people that have listened to it, they're all talking about like, dude, this is fucking like it's hilarious. Like you're doing a good job, so it makes me feel better.
Yeah, well, that's what they tell you so they can get a spot on the podcast.
No,
I'm kidding. No, I like it. It's a good podcast. I mean, I enjoy
fun.
talking to you. We've talked about a lot. We talked about 2 hours. We got some crazy stories in.
Yeah,
your stories were crazy.
Yeah, it's not even it's tip of the iceberg with Central.
Really? There's more?
I've got a lot of Central
Well,
stories.
next time when I come back, whenever I do,
one.
I got to come back. I've been thinking about, I'm wondering what I got to do. I think I got to start my own podcast too. I just would like to be a guest on more podcasts, I think, so I don't have to produce it.
I have fun. Like
I want a producer. I want a producer. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I want to
just keep it as simple as possible, and you don't have to produce it.
I just want to be the talent.
Like that's like this podcast is as simple as I can make.
We've realized that with our podcast. Like when we started, Marcus started our podcast. I have to say that because every time I say something, he's like, "I started it." I'm okay. And then he started the podcast, and then when I got involved, I made it more complicated. Mm-hmm. That was my fault. Obviously, it was my fault. But when we first started, it wasn't so serious. We did barely any editing. We were also getting fucked up beyond belief.
Yeah.
Like it was just a trash show, and we were just doing whatever we wanted. At the end of every podcast, me and I would look at Marcus. I'm like, did we talk about anything? We didn't get anywhere. It was just a wild ride. And then we started getting more mature about it. Then we started editing it. We're like, maybe we should just edit all of it out, like edit all the fat out. And we're like,
no.
we'll turn this hour into like 45 minutes. We tried that, and it didn't work.
To do that, you got to record it at least an hour 15.
Yeah, but we were just editing out some of the fat, so people were like, maybe we'll get people in more.
You know what you could do is which I'll be doing here soon. I think once I get to 10 episodes, I'm going to go through the episodes and cut out like
funny parts.
Yeah, I'm just going to do I'm going to put out best stuff. And then Bilal's been doing those animations.
Those are great, by the way. Thank you, Bilal.
He just started doing those, and it's awesome. Like he's got another one coming out soon, I believe.
That's good.
Which is so fun. Like
they're helpful.
They're hilarious.
As soon as you get your new graphics, people will think that you're even more professional.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to get that. Actually, I should probably hit up my brother-in-law today about that. But
I know a guy. I told you I fucking could do stuff too.
Yeah. Bilal also offered to do it too.
Yeah, I'm saying I have.
But I already talked to my brother-in-law, so I was like, we'll see.
Yeah. Also, if you ever need graphics, anybody out there, you need some shit done. I do stuff. So.
What do you do?
I can do graphics and I can do production stuff.
I do graphic stuff.
I can edit. All the logos that you see, like everything that you see, is all done by me, basically. I love our logo. I didn't think it was going to be our logo, but then it turned into our logo.
Yeah, it is cool.
I could have made an even better logo now because I have the iPad, which I could have drawn it better. But I like our logo, and I think it looks cool, man. Mm. So fuck you.
I didn't say it looked bad.
Your face said it looked bad.
No. I love my shitty logo. I'm not gonna be honest.
You love it?
It's
Did you make
stupid,
it?
simple.
Did you make
Oh
it?
yeah, that's why I like it.
you love
I'm
it.
biased, but like
I wish
it's
you would have
stupid easy.
I wish. Let me see. I wish on it. I wish you would have. Let me see it. What is it? A podcast about everything?
Yeah, another podcast about everything.
That's what another podcast. But I was trying to say is that we realized that we should just. Yeah. Okay. You need a new logo. You need a new logo. That's it. We just need a new logo. You know,
Once I get video involved, Jason said I could use one of his cameras if I wanted to.
That's nice. See, you know what sucks though about using other people's shit? It's you're using other people. Yeah, but you also got to make it's just a thing. Having your own shit's always better. That's why, like, I look like you. I asked you to produce our stuff, and I'm like, then we got to come here, then we got to do all this other shit, and it's like, so we cut down on the editing. What I was trying to say, and it made it more simple. Which it was we cut off the beginning and the end, and we're like, we're just let it ride, dude. Let it ride. You're along for the ride. That's what podcasts are about. Now, I also realized, though, I'm listening to professional podcasts. I'm like, why do you listen to these podcasts longer and more? It's because when they're talking, they're not just like saying some stupid shit. They're feeding off of each other.
Yeah.
It's faster. It's a faster pace.
Yeah.
That's what I'm realizing. Just like professional athletes, it's a faster pace of everything. So when they're talking, there's not really dead space. They're making points. They're giving you a good story. It's not a lot of words in the story.
Or it can be because it's a fucking podcast.
Yeah, but their stories, a lot of words, but they're also making points and it's fun. But when you're not, and it's like, why does this sound so boring? It's because you're kind of probably being boring.
Right. Or they're just not there.
Yeah.
Like, or sometimes it could take a second to get off the ground a little bit. Like the one where I had Aaron and Bilal on, like Aaron had just taken some muscle relaxers before the pod. It's like, oh, that's cool. We even talk about it on the pod. Like, oh, nothing like taking some downers before you go sit on and then Bilal, who's low energy all the time.
Yeah, so like.
But once we got rolling, it was a fun pod. Like we had a great time.
Yeah, so like if that was me, I'd just cut off the whole thing because I think a lot of people need like a good conversation before, get the flow, get the juice going. And that's why sometimes me and Marcus, I'll get to his house. He's like, "Oh, you want to record?" And I'm like, "Sure, let's go." And then he just starts going in, and I'm like, "I'm not at that speed yet. I'm not at the speed. We want to get it done."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, we can. I mean, what else are we doing today?"
Yeah, I gotta hit like Mike Bomlin. Like an act like that, he's like an actual headliner. Travels the nation, Mike Bonlin. But he did a podcast for the workshop I was a part of online, and he said he'd come on. I didn't ask him; he offered to come on. I was like, yeah, but
okay.
Easy, buddy.
This is big boy stuff.
Listen, man, we're almost 10 episodes deep. Okay,
my studio is on a poker table.
Yep,
pretty professional. My wife's closet's in the background.
That's very true.
I think if you really wanted to and you wanted to do it here, do you want to do it here? The round table?
I don't know where else to do it.
Could you honestly make this portable?
No. I mean...
You could, but it would just be a lot of work.
I'd have to hook it into another person's computer and hope they have a computer strong enough to run everything.
I'm saying bring everything. Bring your fucking
that's
tower.
A pain in the ass.
Well, I'm saying you could definitely turn this into something. We could turn it into... I would like maybe to look a little different.
Yeah, I mean, this was thrown together in a day.
Yeah, so I'm saying if you give it a little bit of love, because I'm saying if the round table, dude, I would make that video for sure.
No, that'd be fun. That's gonna
video. You want video, and we're all gonna have microphones.
Yeah.
Because everybody, and you know how it's gonna go. Well, I know how it's gonna go. We're all gonna get here, and then I'm gonna get shit on for about an hour.
We're all gonna. Are you kidding me?
And then
it's gonna be vicious. Like, and I love it when it's vicious.
Yeah. I think it would be.
But Monday at New Wave when we were all outside, like after the show, and like you were just going in on Lou again. Like Lou said something that was like nice, and you just like you shat all over Lou, and then Bilal's like, "This is what you wanted." Like he looks at me like, "This is what you wanted." Like everybody was being so nice to each other for a while, then you come along and bring up these ideas about being dicks to everybody, and now everybody's a dick. This is your fault.
Lou probably wasn't being nice. Was he being nice?
I don't know. Who cares? It's Lou.
But also,
I love Lou. Don't get me wrong.
Also, there's a lot of sarcasm in those circles. When anybody's nice to me, it's usually sarcastic.
Snarky.
It's snarky. Oh, wow, Justin, is that a new joke? Actually, it is. Oh, is it? Yeah, it fucking is.
Maybe you should go rewrite it.
Justin, did you fucking just do crowd work all night? It was really good. And like, it was good. It fucking was.
I love snobby insults, though. Like Martin Short and Steve Martin. You ever heard them two talk about each other?
No.
Oh, it's hilarious. Because it's just like upper crusty, snobby, snarky remarks about each other. Like Martin Short was on Conan. He's like, I love going out with Steve. We never have to worry about paparazzi. And it's just like stupid, backhanded. Like it's just like in the way they say it. It's just I love it. Like they know they're being snobs, and it's just, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, I honestly, one of my things I've been doing on stage, like when it's random, like I did it at Brett's room, and I've done it a few places where I'm being snobby. Mm-hmm. But I try to make it like you can only say it a certain amount of points. I'm like, I was just in Hollywood, if you didn't know, so I'm pretty fucking awesome. But like, and then I'm like, but I also live at my parents' house. You know, like. There's a level I try to be like snobby about it, to be like funny, like try to make it a point. I try to make what I try to say is that being
one,
in Hollywood,
but that line
I'm trying
right
to
there
say
has the biggest chance of going bad.
Oh, it goes bad a lot because a lot of people
it comes off like you're too good for the place you're at right now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say, but I'm not.
You're trying to say it in a funny way where like it's ridiculous that you're saying it, but it's people are stupid.
Yeah, and people are like, okay.
Or sometimes maybe you just don't do it.
Some people, I hope that people understand is like, I was in Hollywood, but I'm also here. So I'm just letting you know. But then I fall back and I'm like, okay, guys, just so I was in Hollywood doing this. Like I was doing bars with nobody in them. Like that's what Hollywood is. And that's what's so funny about these other cities. Like I've been to New York too. I went to New York. You know what New York has? Open mics. You know who's there? Every other fucking comic trying to make it. The cool thing is you get to say Hollywood or New York now. So
nobody says Hollywood. People say LA.
No, I say Hollywood.
Anybody that says Hollywood has never made it in Hollywood.
Exactly.
That's
why I say Hollywood.
That's why you're back doing shows
that's
in
why,
Melvindale.
You know what's crazy? I've been meeting people. I've been like coming back and people are like, wait, are you in Hollywood or here? I'm like, I'm back. And they're like, oh, well, your podcast is Open Mics Hollywood. And I'm like, oh, that's I didn't know it was confusing. I thought you guys knew. And the thing is, you would know if you're a fan.
Like,
you would know if you're a fan. You know we're in the basement of Marcus's mom's house.
It's like Bobo's Facebook still says he lives in Los Angeles. He said it's because in case any old Jew calls me and wants to pimp me out, I tell him I'll be there in a minute.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. You know, that's the thing, and that's the crazy, funny thing with this thing is, like, you always say yes to any opportunity you get.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you do 45 minutes? Yes. Do it. I realized when I was young, people would be like, I used to be more honest. Now that I have I've done at least 45. I did 45. I did like an hour at New Way with nobody, literally nobody.
That was hilarious. Though.
Were you there?
That was the night you went in on the room.
Yeah.
You did over an hour.
Yeah.
You did like 15 minutes. You were trying to do material, but nobody was paying attention. They were playing skee ball and that stupid fucking clown game in the back.
Yeah.
And that was when the chick with the netted shirt and no bra on was there.
Yes.
And they were just skanking it up.
Skanking it up, dude. New Way Bar at its finest.
She'd have been my best friend if I was single, to be completely honest.
Yeah. They're doing all that shit.
And you just shit on the entire room after 15 minutes for almost a whole hour. And it was all, here's the thing, it was all good. Like, it was all hilarious.
Was it?
We couldn't stop laughing. Like, I was crying. Like, my ribs hurt. Like, every comic there was dying because it was, and then you got them laughing. And you were being so fucking mean.
That was the funny part about it. I was just, and it was so bad because I wasn't going to stop.
No.
And they're like, and then I kept saying more mean things. And then the friends were getting on it. They're like, I mean, dude, you kind of are talking.
Yeah.
You kind of are talking to him. He has the right. And then I got off stage and all the people that I thought I thought I was going to have to walk out of there with like somebody behind, like protecting me because I was so mean. But then I walked up to people like, dude, you're fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
and
I didn't know you. That was the first time I'd seen you.
That was the first time. Yeah.
So it's all been way worse since.
Yeah.
That.
And that was a fluke night. It was a fluke. Yeah.
He's not near that funny.
Because I remember the second. Yeah. Because then you come the next week after and you were like, oh, Justin's on stage. I'm going to see what happens.
Yeah, we all went inside.
And then you walked out. And I was like, oh, fuck you, Dan.
I was like, oh.
I put too much pressure on myself.
Okay.
And that's when you know, like, you start to.
And then Sad Justin started showing up.
Yeah.
And then you had the one night where it was going, I was laughing, but then the guy wanted to fight you, that little dude.
Yes.
And he
I
walked
watched
up
that
to the
set.
stage, wanted to fight.
I was mad that day. But the point wasn't that I'm the best and can do an hour in front of nobody. I'm saying that I could do it on stage. I could stay on stage for an hour in front of nobody. Right. I'm going to say yes to anything.
Well, why is it the first time I went to New Way, it was right after COVID. Well, during COVID, because we're not after it yet. But it was the first time opening since it got closed because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And Paul did like an hour and a half at the end because almost nobody was there to do comedy. And I didn't know you could just go. I was so used to like get up there, do 5 to 7, maybe 10, and then get off the stage. It's like, oh, that's my time. And I got off. And then Bilal's like, you can just do as much time as you want here when Paul's running the show.
Well,
he won't kick you off the stage.
That's the thing. If you're doing good, he won't most of the time. You'll get extra time usually if Paul's running it, which is great. But also...
well, Paul's kicked me off the stage a couple times.
Yeah.
Not there, but in other places.
Paul's kicked me up. Paul knows me, and he'll let you do whatever. And then all of a sudden, once I start turning a corner where it goes a little too much, he's like, all right, Justin. And he looks at me. He starts walking to the door, and he looks, and I'm like, all right. I know. I'm getting a little crazy. Because when Paul walks up, I know when I'm doing crazy or bad. And I'll walk up. But the thing is now, like, so many people are still going up. Paul is letting people, do some time. And so now, like, at the end, people are getting cut short. But that's the great thing about New Way is, though. If you always go every Monday, it's like the lottery.
Something happens every time.
Something cool happens to somebody or something happens for you, or you get to do more time, or you get to do something fun. But I was just trying to say yes to everything. That was that point. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that happened.
Well, shit. All right, this is 2.5 hour mark right now.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's wrap this up.
Let's do it, Alex Jones. Let's try to close it out, but then we're gonna do another 40.
I don't know. I'm excited for tonight, though. It needs to go well.
Yeah, dude. Talk about that. So you're going. Well, real quick. So, I'm going to talk to you anyway after this. So you might as well put it on here. So you're going to
Jackson to do a guest spot for Mike Ball's show.
That's what's up. So, great shows. Mike's the man. He runs a few good shows every week.
Yeah.
Jackson, Midland, Saginaw. I've done them many times.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that because if it goes well, hopefully it leads to something. Anything.
Yeah, hopefully you don't eat a bag of dicks and you get more times because you should. That should be your crowd. I'm not trying to prep you up, but also don't go in too cocky.
No, I never go in cocky, ever.
But Jackson's a fun, wild room. That I went back. He booked me to do Jackson like right after things really opened up more, and that place was packed.
Yeah,
packed. They don't care at all. That place, I feel like it's the only bar in Jackson that's like running. Jackson is not a nice town.
That's where the prison is, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's I
got a friend that works over there. I should hit him up.
Yeah, dude, you're about a few blocks away from the prison. I think you pass it to go there.
Okay,
that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a good time, man. Mike Ball's great. He's nice. He knows what he's doing. And it's a fun room. So. And I don't know what I'm doing because they're shutting everything down.
Okay, let's bring this full circle. That's why you need to go to Oklahoma City for 4 weeks. I know. Because the show I ended up meeting him on was on a fluke chance on a show I was filling in for a guy who dropped, and I was about to drop because I just didn't feel like doing it, and I had like a family stuff I could go do. But I was like, nope, I'm going to go do it. I like the guy who runs it. It's one of Bonto's rooms.
Yeah. And
I was like, let's go do it. So I did it. He happened to be there. I had a pretty good set. Actually, I had a great set for the situation we were in. And then I hit him up the next day. I was like, hey, sorry, because I had to leave right after my set and go to my family thing. I was like, hey, I didn't get to stay for your set. He's like, oh, man, I'm so glad you hit me up, blah, blah, blah. And then it just went from there. And then, now I'm doing a guest spot. So it was like I made a cool connection on an off chance, which is exactly why you need to go do 4 weeks in Oklahoma City.
I'm still going to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
We have the event set up. I just, it's a lot because I'm like, I would like to, but
Oh, is your wife or child stopping you from doing so?
Oh, no. No, man. It's just, grandparents. I want to see my grandparents for Thanksgiving,
Dude, they might be there next year. You don't need to.
That's the weird thing, man. And it's not funny, dickhole.
They'll probably make it.
See, that's you and Marcus, dude.
No, but speaking of being douche, you about to ask to come on pods. You can have me on that one time. That'd be fun.
Yeah. We really aren't doing guests right now.
Oh, yeah,
we're like, we don't. I mean, maybe I could script fit you in.
Maybe you could do your packed schedule of open mics.
Yeah, pretty busy. Our podcast is like pretty. Yeah, we are actually we're scheduled out for about a few months.
Such a douchebag.
So I could maybe ask our assistant, see if he could sneak you in.
Oh, aren't you the assistant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
pretty busy.
It's weird.
Pretty busy with real shit that I got to deal with.
I
Could I have you on the podcast? Maybe. I'm kidding. We can, of course, have you on. The thing is, we don't even need lately. What we've been doing is just phone calls. If we've done an interview, just like old school radio, man. It's great. You don't have to do nothing. You just stay home, talk to us on your phone.
Or I could just show up. It seems weird.
We only have one mic.
All right.
We're professional.
Yeah, you have one mic.
I'm not trying to be an asshole. You could come, but it's not going to sound. We've done it. It's not that. It doesn't sound as good as the phone. The phone honestly sounds the best. Or if we just came to your, we could do a double unduando thing. We could do
That would be fun.
We could just do. We could just make it an episode of your podcast and our podcast.
Yeah.
We could like ours have a baby, and then you could be our guest. We
You
could
could-
put your episode up on our
You
thing.
could,
We'll
like,
videotape it.
You could videotape it and then just bring a flash drive, and I can give you the audio file from this, so we
Yeah.
have a nice crisp audio.
That'd be amazing. Yeah. So maybe I could talk to Mark. We could even do it probably next week.
Just let me know whenever. We'll make it happen. But yeah, sure. Just make sure. I'll tell Marcus. He'll forget, but to bring a flash drive, and then you can just take the audio with you.
I like how you think I'm the one who's not the guy who's bringing all the shit. I like how you think that's who it is.
Yeah.
I like that.
Is that why?
Do you think? Wait.
Is that why Marcus is so much funnier than you on the podcast? Because he just has to worry about being the talent.
Yes. Also, fuck you, dude. No, the Wicked Witches did not fly into the podcast, everybody. That's Dan. That's Dan. There's no flying monkeys coming in the studio. This is just Dan.
Oh, shit.
This is fucking Dan.
It's love and life.
Man, I can't even. Why don't you get Marcus on the podcast?
I don't think Marcus likes me. Actually, I don't think anybody likes me, so there's that.
You probably have something there.
I'm not very likable, so.
I don't know why you even make your guests feel. You make your guests feel so welcomed. So I think
I'm a lot to be around. I know it.
I am too.
It's something I've been working on for a decade.
I am too.
And believe it or not, I'm so much better of a person than I used to be.
Yeah. Also, if you didn't, Mark is very introverted.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Like, he always says what's up. I never had a bad experience.
I always say what's up. I don't think he doesn't like. He does not like you.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are the similar. You just talk. You're more outspoken
Yeah.
than he is.
Well, that's like when we go out of town and Bilal's like, "Why talk to everybody?" Like most comedians are.
That's Marcus.
Most comedians are introverted. You're letting people know stuff because you're not introverted like they are. And I'm like, what?
No stuff. What?
What?
What? What?
He's like, man.
That's why. You know what? That's the great thing about LA. Because LA people. We're fucking attention whores. And it's a different thing. Like everybody out there, if you talk to anybody in LA, you're like, what do you do? You're like, oh, I'm an actor. I'm a comedian. I'm a musician. I do podcasts. I have videotape.
And I do. Yeah.
And so everywhere you go, you have to just be that guy. You want to be that friend.
Yeah.
So everybody's friendly.
Oh, I'm not friendly all the time. All right, hold on. When I'm being a dick, I don't mean it in I hate you way. That's how I
same.
am.
Same. I'm the same way. And if
I don't pick on you, I hate you. That one crappy haired kid that keeps coming on Mondays who did his best impression of a comic he's seen earlier in the night, Monday. I don't even talk to him. When he does dumb shit, I don't even acknowledge it anymore because I don't want him to think there's anything there.
I can't with it. After, what sucks about it? When someone brings something up to you that you didn't notice before, you didn't really have a problem with it. Then somebody tells you something about it. Then now it's all the things that I can think about.
Yeah.
It's all the things that I can think about.
You're good.
So now since you guys said that, I'm like, well, this fucking sucks. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Now it's the only thing I can notice. And the thing is, you also can't stop it. Because I've tried to stop it.
Yeah.
I've tried.
Yeah.
I've tried to stop the whole thing. Still doesn't matter.
Monday I was sitting there, I felt like I was in a Twilight Zone episode.
Yes.
I was so glad the person he was trying to impersonate was still there to witness it.
I don't think he was.
Oh, no, he was, and I was not the
How do
only
you
one
know?
to bring it up.
Why, though?
Because I know he's a joke thief, and I know he has no creativity inside of himself. Yeah. Hence why he's a joke thief. So when I see somebody go up there, like the caliber that went up earlier, and do his set the way he does,
yeah,
and then the shitty person goes up later on and does the exact same body motions and attempts to do the exact same delivery and the exact same style of set, but they suck at it. And it's so obvious that they're trying to do their best impersonation of that person. It's irritating. And I wasn't the only one that noticed.
So do you think like Jeff Foxworthy's going to get mad when he sees your set?
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh man, if you bang your wife and your mother, you might be an Essenmacher.
I love getting made fun of by a previous felon. It's fun. It's like I thought I was. It's like I'm doing so much better than you. I'm kidding. Actually, we're both went to jail. Yeah, that's it. Wow, Dan, I learned so much about you today.
Yeah.
I can't wait to come back and do it again.
Yeah.
So next time I see you, you'll be on our podcast. Talk to Marcus. We can put you on ours probably.
Get me on your schedule, your agenda.
Yeah.
Talk to the big guy.
We gotta talk to the producer and the shit.
Yeah, you gotta ask Marcus's permission too, because he makes all of this. I love your face when you're truly hurt.
It is. It's the thing. That's why.
It's just
that's
painful.
why. That's the reason why I needed to video. Like our podcast needed to go video because my face says a lot of words.
Yeah, like help. Like I need help.
Yeah.
Severe intervention.
Like right now, can you see it saying like "fuck you"?
I thought it was saying like, I've really enjoyed my afternoon. I would thank you for.
I did enjoy my
having me
afternoon
at
until
home.
I came to your house, and then I was like, oh, now my afternoon's ruined. It's cool. I got this French press coffee that you don't even know how to make.
Yeah, I made it.
Yeah, I know you did. That's why it tasted like shit. I was just being nice.
It tastes
But now
okay.
that we're done, I can tell you the truth about it. It tasted like shit.
Well, now that you think we're done, we're going for another 3 hours.
Yes. You gave it to me in a Batman cup because you're a fucking child. Oh, I'm sorry, Wolverine.
It's Wolverine. My wife thought that was Batman.
I did too.
And she's like, I got you this sweet Batman cup. She thought she was being all. This was like 10 years ago almost.
It's black
like
and yellow.
8 years ago. Yeah, which is Wolverine.
Isn't Wolverine also blue and yellow in some?
He's blue and yellow and
Ha.
black. Like it's all one color, but his face is always black and yellow. The only other color scheme he had in his face was crimson. And
Fact that you know
Orange.
that crimson.
yeah, it was more burgundy.
What's crimson?
It's like that weird red, like Ron Burgundy. It's more like burgundy than crimson. I used to collect comic books.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah.
I could tell.
So my wife brings that home and she's like, hey, this is Batman. I was like, it's definitely not Batman.
It actually looks like Batman's face.
And I was
though.
like, hey, look at the bottom of the mug. She's like, yeah, it says Marvel, Batman. I was like, nope, Marvel, Wolverine.
Wolverine's Marvel?
Yeah.
Is that why they're in some of those movies? See, I thought X-Men...
Now that Disney owns the rights to X-Men, they're going to be bringing them into the cinematic universe here soon.
Holy shit, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Because finally, the X-Men will be good. Yeah. I never liked any of their movies.
They're not... I liked them when they first came out, but I was also a child.
Yes, me too.
So.
And I haven't watched, like...
There's movies that people say are amazing, which I think are ass, like X-Men 2.
Well,
I was like, that's a shit movie.
Wait, X-Men 2?
With like Nightcrawler and everything?
Yeah, I think it was because I was younger. But Marvel always blew, like the Marvel movies always blew I thought X-Men was DC because it was so much worse than...
No, that was early Marvel days. That's when there was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, which opened the door for the Marvel movies.
I liked Spider-Man, though, when I was young.
I did when I was young.
Tobey Maguire
I still like the first one.
I do, too.
William Dafoe as Green
I
Goblin.
especially love when Kirsten Dunst was flipped over or standing in the rain. You could see her titties.
She's such a pig.
But you could see her titties.
I don't
and when
care.
you're a 13-year-old boy, that was hot.
No, she is never been attractive to me. She is one of Hollywood's biggest lies, along with
Why is she a lie?
Maggie Gyllenhaal's another lie of
Who's
Hollywood.
Maggie Gyllenhaal?
She was in The Dark Knight. She was the chick in Dark Knight.
That girl. Now that girl.
Stop telling me she's hot. She's not even attractive.
People call her hot.
Yeah.
When they got her in, and I was like, you couldn't have got a different person. She doesn't even.
She had to play a raggedy whore on The Deuce, a TV show on HBO with James Franco. It was about New York in the 70s, which was a great show.
Yeah, Meg. I don't.
Great show, but she had to play like a.
Wait, is she related to Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, it's his sister. And
is it?
Yeah, and
that's why. Okay.
And she had to play like a raggedy, worn out whore. And I don't even think they had to use any makeup. I think they just put a wig on her and said, go walk around, because it was very believable. But then there's people in the show acting like she's hot, and I would go insane. My wife would just watch me go insane. She's not even moderately attractive.
Who's her? Is her parents also fucking actors? I wonder who got into it first, her or him.
I'm not sure.
Oh, well, he's younger.
Yeah, but look at him.
He looks way better than her.
Yeah. If I had to choose, I'm taking him.
You are.
Oh, for sure.
Because he has experience.
She's that
He has
ugly.
experience in this bedroom.
She probably has plenty of experience. Just had to do everything to keep a man around.
I'm saying he has experience also with Heath Ledger.
Oh, that's true. That wasn't in the bedroom, though. That was in a tent. So if we're ever fishing, it'd definitely be Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, dude.
Wasn't he the bottom in that movie?
I don't know. I don't know who was the
watched
bottom.
it.
You would.
Heath seems like the top. Especially back then. This was before Jake grew a beard.
Do you remember when they walked out of the tent and they were so happy and they were just joking and they were laughing?
No, I never watched the movie.
You never watched the movie?
No.
I think I got to see parts of it. I don't know if I've watched the whole thing.
I wish I could.
I think I just watched the sex scene.
I wish I could quit you. I just know that scene at the end when he's like, "We can't be coming out here and fucking in the woods anymore."
Yeah,
man.
when they were going on.
My wife knows.
Yeah, dude, they were getting aggressive about it.
I wish I could quit you, and then he gets beat to death.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, he gets killed in the parking lot of a bar for being gay.
Yeah, dude, they get intense, man, and then literally intense and intense. They get intense in the tents, but yeah,
intense. So
that's a Marcus joke.
That's so stupid. Yeah, that's why.
Oh, they got intense. Fucking. You know, man, I don't want to do this podcast ever again.
No, that's a lie.
I know. It's a very big lie. I just like doing it so I get to sit here and I get to talk some shit. And then I don't have to worry about it.
Got a nice comfy chair.
Yeah. We didn't make one social media post about it. This is what's wrong with your podcast.
Well, I mean, it doesn't come out till Monday, so.
Well, you should say something about it.
I do put it out.
I don't feel like doing it, though.
That's cool.
I'm kidding.
You know what I can't figure out is Instagram. I can't figure out Instagram.
I know you can't.
I can't figure it out.
Have you heard your laugh, dude? You sound like an old man. You're an old man.
You're older than me, you fuck.
I know, but I'm younger than you.
I know.
In spirit and in
comedy ability.
Technology.
You're much younger.
Oh, hey, do good in Jackson tonight. I can't wait to text you and be like, so how bad you do?
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
You're gonna get eaten alive, dude.
Yeah, probably.
You know what's gonna happen? Some drunk guy's gonna be there and say some shit, and you're gonna go, "Oh, this fucking idiot." Give you a piece of advice.
Be funny.
No. I would have told you to quit, but I know you're trying to be funny. I know you're still doing comedy, so I'm like, I can't tell him to quit. I'm not gonna tell him to try to be funny because I know he can't.
Oh, what, you're gonna give me tips because you've been giving tips to everybody else and never talk to me about comedy anymore. It's whatever. You're coaching up Lewis and coaching up Ronnie.
No one talk. You don't talk to me.
I talk to you all the time.
Okay.
We just talked for 3
I'll tell you
hours.
about stuff. I'll tell you about stuff if you want.
For 3 hours.
If you you actually want my knowledge, I'll give it to you.
I'll always take.
I don't know why people want my knowledge.
I don't either. I can't. That's why I haven't asked.
Certain things are happening now in the scene, and people are coming up to me for
Like, hey,
inquiries.
Justin, you're the only one that's been doing it this long and is this approachable. That's easy to access.
That's what it is. Because I'm not such like a standoffish person. That's what it is.
I'm standoffish as fuck. I try so hard not to be sometimes.
Yeah.
But I can't help it. If I don't like you, I can't pretend I
Now,
like you.
there's certain things, too, when I'm giving advice, and I'm like, oh, these like new people want advice, and I'm like, I tell them everything that every other comic has told me, you know, and I'm like.
A lot of it's repeat advice, but when it comes to like how to approach certain bits.
I don't like a lot of things with
but I
like.
don't want to write with other people.
I don't want to write.
I
don't want to write with other people. Stop asking me if I want to write with
I
you,
didn't
please.
Ask you.
I'm putting it out to the world.
Jesus Christ.
I just don't want to do it, man. I just don't really feel like it.
There's like one person I'll write with Steve Kaz, me and him write together. A
Yeah.
lot.
I'm cool if you want some help with a bit, like if you want my input but also don't ask for input and then get butt hurt.
Well, I mean, if your input sucks, because there is stuff like that though, where you're like, "Hey, how do you think like this went?" And then they tell you, and it's like,
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I'm trying to say
It's like I don't agree with that input. Like, not that I don't appreciate the input because I did ask for it, but
is it because it didn't go your way?
no, because it's just like, hey, where did this go wrong? Because you know it went wrong, and then they tell you where it went wrong. I'm Chinese. I went wrong.
You're fucking Marcus, dude. Marcus, every podcast finds a way to. Yeah, he does that.
Oh no!
He'll get real high and he'll just start saying fucking R words with the L in it.
Joke very bad. Oh no!
See, your dog's looking at me with the face that I'm giving you too. Me and your dog.
She's Japanese, so.
And that's why she's giving me a face
She's
because
a Shih Tzu.
you're definitely doing a Chinese
She's a
accent.
Shih Tzu.
You're definitely doing.
No. This is a Chinese. This is a Japanese.
All right, so go back to your stupid advice.
But it's like, no. Like, I know where about it went wrong, and went wrong way before you just mentioned. Like, you know what I mean? It's like when you ask advice from somebody, and then the advice you give you is like, oh, this person has no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's legitimate feeling when you say that. Not that I can't take bad input, because I take bad input all the time, and I'd learn from it. But when somebody gives me bad input, it's like...
Did you ask for the input?
Yeah, well, it's just like, hey, where do you think this went wrong? And they're like, it went wrong here. And you're like, it went wrong at least 30 seconds before that. I know that for sure.
Well, also,
Because that's not the part where I...
You're not asking about that part.
Yeah, I had already realized I had lost it before the part he's speaking of. So, obviously, he wasn't paying attention to it, and he shouldn't give his input, or he has no idea what he's talking about. One of the two.
That's true.
That's what I mean.
I also don't like asking for a lot of input from a lot of people because I'm like, I know their personality. I know what they're going to say. I know this and this. And I'm like, I'll take certain feedback if it's silly enough.
Well, there was one person that gave me input when after I performed on their show, like, great set except for this one joke. And then I said, well, you'd think these three people are funny, so I can't really value what you think about my jokes, is what I said to them.
Wow. You got to tell me after the podcast.
You're going to go like, oh, okay. Like, as soon as I tell you.
Well, yeah. The thing with this circle is, I mean, yeah, a lot of people have been coming up to me lately since these open mics. I've been talking to a lot of people.
Well, Lou hanging out with you has helped his confidence.
I think so. I mean, I'm trying to teach at least or give him advice that I wish that I had. I do the same for you. We just haven't done anything together. Now I feel bad that we're taking Lou down to Ohio and not you as well.
It's cool, man. Whatever.
Do you want to? I have 4 people in my car that sits 5.
We could just drive my van. That sits 8.
So you want to drive to Ohio now? You want to get your spot tomorrow?
What's tomorrow?
Thursday.
Tomorrow's just Thursday.
I could ask Mike and see if you could get on. Or I'll tell Lewis to split up his 12 minutes and give you.
Oh, Lewis got 12 minutes?
Well, they all got 12 and I got 20.
If he can swing it, I'll go. But if not, it's not a big deal because there's a lot of mics to do on Thursdays now, anyways.
Yeah, I feel bad. Well,
or we can plan it for the future. It's okay.
We can plan for the future.
It's fine.
Actually, I mean, I would rather if you want to drive, I would not be opposed to that.
I mean, I invited you to go with me Monday to Toledo, but you were too busy.
Couldn't.
You didn't miss anything. It was fun. Like the people were cool, and I had fun.
I saw you after, and you were like, told me it, and I'm like, thank God I didn't go. No offense.
Yeah, no, it was fun though.
Sometimes I
like Crumbly though. I really do like Dave.
I like Crumbly too. He's great, but I don't like to drive hours for nobody.
No, it was more just I hadn't been to Toledo yet at all. Like I've done a lot of things in Ohio, but it's all like northeastern Ohio, like Cleveland area and surrounding cities.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what's going to happen when stuff of this breaks. Like, what is it going to be like? What comedy's going to be like again? Yeah,
we'll see. Because now it's looking like we might get to another shutdown, and then who the fuck knows what's going to happen with that.
I'm interested to see what happens when the president comes.
Who the president's going to be, which we just
I'm surprised
took
we
Wisconsin.
have not. I'm surprised we have not mentioned that.
We just
Who's we just?
My wife texts me we, and I don't know why she does this we thing. Like she's really
so you guys are both
into
voting
it.
for Trump?
No, I didn't. And it's not even. I don't even like Biden, but I couldn't vote for Trump.
I couldn't vote for either.
Oh shit! It's picking up our phone like crazy.
Yeah, that's you. Good job.
But yeah,
Professional podcast.
It's coming down to Michigan. If he wins Michigan, he wins the presidency. So.
Do you think?
It's that close right now.
I don't think Biden's going to win.
He's leading right now.
I don't think Biden's going to win Michigan.
He's leading in Michigan right now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. I got the live results right now.
I retract my statement. Oh, he is leading.
Yeah, and Nevada. Like,
is there a way to see where Michigan's at?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Well, how much does Alaska get? Because Alaska's fucking huge.
The Alaska land is huge, but people isn't. That's what it goes by, is people. Yeah, he's only got 40,000 up on Trump in Michigan,
what do you find?
And 96% of the votes have been counted.
You know what I like about the whole thing with the government, the election, is that it's voting for the people. Like everybody gets to vote. It's democracy, right? But then they're like, well, no, we have this electoral college thing. See, where
I just watched a doc on that yesterday.
I don't think I think I don't want to. I think I want to watch the History of Hyenas episode on it.
They're like, if you do by the populace, then only the cities get to decide who wins. And it's like, okay, but why should one person in Nebraska be worth 100 or 1,000 people in California?
Yes,
that's ridiculous thought in itself too.
Oh, see, I didn't think, and that's the way when you start going into it even deeper. I don't understand why can't it just be based on votes? Yeah. Why do we need the electoral college? Oh well, because if we have the electoral college, now we can do these certain things.
Well, it originally, like, that's what they're talking about on that doc I watched yesterday. It was originally just like they were exhausted when they were drawing up the Constitution and how they're going to do their voting. It was days in, so it was like one of those things they just kind of like threw together just to get it.
So the electoral college was started back when they first got democracy?
Yeah, it's always been a thing.
Always been a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and it was because small states like Delaware wanted to have the same amount of representation as like Virginia and New York.
Oh.
And you got to remember back then, states like meant something, like a lot more than they do now. Like your state.
I still don't understand why we couldn't just do it off people's votes.
Because then it would only, like, especially back then, where city centers were a lot more outnumbered than the rural areas because of
it doesn't matter how on.
But no, so basically, okay. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just telling you the premise.
No, I understand the premise. It makes a little more sense, but I'm also
especially back then the only people that would matter really would be the city of New York and the city of Philadelphia. That's it. Like they would have chose everything, those two places, because that's where so much more of the people were compared to anywhere else. So it's to give like little people, make it feel like they had a chance, which is still about today because it's just like Trump won the entire Great Plains region and most of the South, but he's about to lose the election because he lost the West and he lost the Northeast.
Okay.
And not even the whole Northeast. So even though he won, like, he probably is going to end up winning like 30 plus states, it's the fact that it's Nebraska, which is worth 3, as opposed to California, which is worth like 35.
Wow. This is interesting.
So it's, I don't know. When you look at a map, it's not fair, though, because, again, like, so many states are just going to be voting one way no matter what, and they never change. And that's why states like ours, Ohio, Florida, are so important, because those ones are the ones that vote different like every election. Like, you don't know which way they're going to go. So really our vote's way more important than somebody in like New York.
Okay.
Which is still wrong.
Yeah.
Because again, it's just like the last election when like one candidate wins by has more than 5 million votes. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, that's not a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
And they still lose.
No, I get it. So when they get it, what do you think happens now? Do you think the world burns?
I thought there was going to be rioting either way. I've been saying that for months. Regardless of who wins, there's going to be rioting. And I think we're 2 years out of a civil war, most likely.
Yeah.
Because, also like the presidency right now is not just going to be like, oh, we lost fair and square. Now they're going to say there was cheating and the illegal Mexicans came in to vote, and that's why we lost, and we need recounts, and this is a rigged system because he lost. Like, that's what's going to happen for the next few months. And then, yeah.
I'm just excited for COVID to get cured when they find a president. You know what I mean?
I thought that too. I don't think COVID's going to go away. I did say I think we're going to get re-locked down once the election was over because nobody wants to do anything because they think it'll hurt their candidates' chances or improve the other candidates' chances of winning. So they're like, we're just going to put everything on freeze.
Yep.
Which then makes the guy in office looks bad, though. They're stupid. They're all
But
stupid.
isn't that disgusting how they do that?
Yeah. Like, I totally get it from, like, a sociopathic
Oh, yeah. If you're a
viewpoint.
fucking... Yeah, they're doing crazy-ass shit, and, like, they ruin people's lives. So, like, well... if we ruin all these people's lives, we get more money.
I can figure out the logic very easily. I have no problem thinking that way. But it's disgusting, yeah.
Yeah. I'm still... We were talking about on... yeah, we talked about it on our podcast. How, like, Biden, son, the crackhead...
Yeah. Hunter.
Like, why? How does Biden get to that position? Because it's like, I figured, like the NFL doesn't even like scandals. The government's like, I don't give a fuck if he's a
but
crackhead.
it's just like, you're going to sit here and tell me Trump's kids aren't into some hard drugs.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you that I think all of the government people, they're all fucked up and shady, and they make us seem like we're the bad people, even though they're the worst people.
But it's just like, I don't know. I don't hate Biden as much as some people just because that guy's been through some shit, man. Like his first wife and
his
daughter
son's
died
on crack. If you didn't know,
his first wife and daughter died in a car crash back in the day, and then his son Bo was a veteran who died as well, and so like he's lost a lot of family like that. And I'm like, damn, as a dad, like shit. The fact that he even functions is fucking pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And you know what actually did turn me? Like people say nobody ever decides a vote based on a debate, but I was right in the middle. I didn't know who to vote for.
It was the fly.
And then the first debate happened, and then Trump went at Biden's son. And Biden thought he was talking about Bo, the veteran who died. And like it was like, don't you fucking like he did like a dad, don't you talk about fucking my son that way. You know what I mean? And he's like, I'm talking about Hunter. I don't even know, Bo. Like your son Hunter's a crackhead from Ukraine. And then like Biden's just like he brushed it off, you know what I mean? And then didn't go at Trump for like, and attack Trump's crazy mess of kids as well.
Yeah.
So it's just like I was like, all right. Like I had like a legit dad moment there. I respect it. And I don't like either one, but that kind of just won me over a little bit. My fear is Biden dies and Kamala Harris though takes over.
That's what everybody keeps saying is going to happen.
That has me scared.
The stress of that job is probably going to kill him.
Yeah, I don't see him surviving a term.
Yeah.
Because Kamala got destroyed in the first debate of the primary by Tulsi Gabbard, the one I did want to run for office and win. And then the Democrats turn on Gabbard, like, oh, how dare you cripple, like, because I thought Kamala Harris was going to take her on the promised land. And Tulsi Gabbard just shredded her in a debate. And that was the end of that. They're like, oh, let's make her VP. Fucking dumbass. Sorry. You don't follow any of this as closely,
no.
so.
I don't follow it as closely because I just can't get behind all the... And then you watch it. Every time I've ever watched anything, I'm just like, what? How? I can't get over the fact how the people in power just don't seem that bright.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it with a lot of people. That's with like a lot of CEOs.
I think like George W. Bush Jr., the one that was president during our lifetime.
Yeah.
What's the first one where everybody's like, I think our president's like an idiot. Like, I think he might actually be stupid.
But and also the thing I can't get behind like the politics is.
But
like,
he was likable. That's the thing about Bush was like it was just like he was like a good old boy. Like you could sit down and have a beer with Bush and have a good time. Like you're gonna have fun with him.
Yeah.
He's like, whoa, I'm gonna throw the first pitch out at the game, everybody. Al Qaeda, ha ha. Like,
I don't get just all the dirty stuff that you hear, like all the things that you keep hearing with all the conspiracy theories.
I can't stand the okay, hold on. It's the hypocrites whenever any side of the aisle, like left or right, has like, especially the fringes, like the outliers, have like somebody they're really hard behind. Like the way they just put on like the blinders. Okay? So like Trump, for example, the right wing alt Christian fucking people love him and his family values and they hate immigrants. This fucking guy's cheated on every wife he's ever had. Yeah. He's got children by 3 different women and he marries immigrants exclusively. So again, he stands for nothing you fucking believe in, but you just keep saying he does until you believe it. I don't understand. Can you read? Can you even read a fucking pop-up book? Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? And then you got the left, and they rally behind AOC because she was a waitress, so she knows our struggles. Why the fuck are you a senator without any education, you dumb bitch? Like, are you kidding me? And then she comes off as one of the most naive and she's hot, I'll give her that, but she comes off so fucking naive and smarky all the goddamn time like she's better than everybody. It's like, are you kidding me? Fucking 2 years ago you were sucking dick and serving drinks, so get the fuck out of my face with your uppityness. Like, that's how I feel about it.
Okay, was that how you felt about Trump too? Trump wasn't in politics before presidency.
No, and I didn't think he deserved to be a presidential candidate. There was candidates I liked on the Republican side that didn't make it out of those primaries. And
after I decided to vote Kanye,
I was gonna vote Kanye.
He was actually on the ballot. After I wrote him in the ballot, but also on the way to voting, I was sitting here. I was like, we voted for Trump last term.
Did I just say she sucked dick?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm coming down right now.
You got into a heated thing. And then I'm like, now we're voting for Kanye. Like, no one that's been in politics. I'm like, what the fuck is the world coming to, dude? Can we just get one choice one time where we just get somebody that's normal, not that corrupt?
That was Obama.
Not corrupt.
That was Obama.
Okay, nothing against it. I guarantee there's probably some shady shit.
I don't think you're gonna have a president without any shady shit.
Exactly. What I'm trying to say is,
like,
why are the politicians all shady, and then they tell us that we're the bad people for smoking fucking weed, and it's like, you guys are out on your own fucking islands, fucking kids, and you're like, hey, don't smoke weed.
It's fucking kids. They're little holes. No,
I don't understand. I don't
like his thing.
Why is everybody that has powerful is always corrupt and disgusting? And then, but we're like, hey guys, can you make weed legal? Because we just want to get hot so we can deal with your shit.
Thanks, Clinton. I'll let you know later.
Oh yeah, is that Clinton?
You just started doing Bill Clinton impersonation?
Yeah.
Well, Hillary.
Monica sucked way better dick than Hillary.
I mean,
probably did.
I don't think she does. I think Hillary probably sucks the mean dick.
But
she's like, Bill, I'm busy.
I think she would have to suck the dick because it's like, who's gonna want to fuck Hillary? It's like, okay, I'll let you suck the dick.
Dude,
just
Bill
don't look at me.
Cool.
Just don't look at me.
When he showed up to the Tonight Show and he's like playing the saxophone when he was running for president, people like,
Bill showed up with a saxophone.
Oh, he can play, and like he's actually like a cool guy.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, like that guy probably was fun as fuck to party with.
Yeah, that's what Epstein said too. So you can come on my jet.
Hey, I have to say, outside of the kid fucking, that probably was a fun island. Like, there's probably like skee ball and probably like a bowling alley.
Every time you hear about the island, that island sounded crazy cool. Also, that's what I can't get over is like how these rich people have islands where you could do whatever you want, but it always had to be the crazy.
Eddie Murphy's got an island.
Who?
Eddie Murphy. It's probably a fun island too.
Probably is.
You probably though, if he invites you to the island, he makes you like reenact Beverly Hills Cop with him.
It's a great movie. You kind of could do his laugh with that. Can you do it?
Hold on.
Yeah, you can't you? Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. I was watching that one where he just went into he's back in L.A. again. Whoa, no way! Beverly Hills 3, and he's back in Beverly Hills.
Such an ass.
He
movie.
drives up. Was
that the one at the fun park? That's the fun park one, like the theme park.
Maybe he drives up to a big mansion that's getting renovated, and he goes up to the workers. He's like, "Hey, I'm the house inspector.
Every time.
I'm the house inspector. You didn't tell me the blueprints.
There's supposed to be any right angles in this house."
It's like, you all go home. We'll figure it out. You don't know. Leave now. I'll
Or the
clean
one
it
where
up.
he came in and said he was Michael Jackson in the first one, I think is what he did. I'm Michael Jackson, and this is ridiculous. Oh. I hope he does stand up again. They offered him so much money and he said no. So
I thought he
we'll
was
see.
doing stand up again.
Everybody keeps saying that, but
He'll do it again.
we'll see. But okay, we just did another 45 minutes.
I was joking when I tried to do that. I was doing
we
the
just
Alex
did another
Jones
40
thing.
plus
I was trying to joke with it, but yeah, I think I'm talked out.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for listening to another podcast about everything. Thanks for coming on, Justin. It's always fun.
Yeah, go follow me on Instagram at Justin Essenmacher if you're still here with us on the podcast. Check out my podcast, Open Mics of Hollywood. It's at Real Open Mics of Hollywood. That's really it. Subscribe to the YouTube.